all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Rivalry night here in the Summit Athletic Conference is the battle for bragging rights and the totem pole, if that still exists. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Jack Weicker Stadium, the home of the Southside Archers. Along with Joe Walburn, Tommy Norris, and the crew from SummitCitySports.com, I'm Joe Parson. We get set for one of the longest-standing rivalries in high school football, Northside against Southside. And it's a little bit of everything on tap here tonight. Senior night, homecoming, and whether that's cool, but certainly a lot better than what we experienced last weekend. Neither team, Joe, won last weekend's games, but that does not matter really all that much in the rivalry matchup. What does matter, both teams will come to play and play hard. But both teams did have their moments a week ago. At Chambers Field, Northside stunned Homestead, returning the opening kickoff 95 yards to grab an early 7-0 lead, and gave it to the Spartans some jeopardy a little bit early on. And as we saw last week, Joe Auburn, Legends, they do have some weapons.
Yeah, an awful lot of weapons. And last week, Northside wanted to protect Deuce Taylor, and they played the freshman, Brashawn Bassett. But even with the freshman in the game, how about Alex Holiday Robinson, Joe? Over the last two games, he's run for over 340 yards and 3 touchdowns, and it seems like every single week Holiday Robinson is on the top 10 list of Summit City, so he's having a great season. He's established the run game, but the key for Northside is the Deuce is loose tonight. Deuce Taylor's going to play tonight, and when Deuce plays, all of a sudden he has weapons in Jordan Turner, who we saw with 5 catches last week, Rodney Woods, who had the big touchdown catch against Bishop Luers, then obviously Jalen Harris in the kick return, and Ryan Collins. So lots of weapons on the north side offense with Deuce Taylor. And with Deuce Taylor in the game, those run lanes for Alex Holiday Robinson should be bigger.
But Southside is also home again, once again this week, after holding Potent Carroll to just a 7-0 halftime lead. And how about that Archer defense, which registered 6 sacks and 3 interceptions? You don't normally lose games with those kind of numbers.
Yeah, they've done a good job with their defense. And what's interesting is 7 underclassmen on the defense, and the whole secondary are juniors. And also an up-and-coming player is the middle linebacker, Jalen Lattimore, only a sophomore, but 6'2", 220, reminds me of a guy I played with, David James. David James made 14 tackles every single night, and it seems like Lattimore makes 8 or 9 tackles, and they also have some size up front with a good defensive tackle with Maxwell Burney. So that defense is coming along. I was very impressed with how strong the defense was against Carroll. But what's key tonight for Southside is, with the Deuce being loose for Northside, Southside's got to score some points. And we're starting to see that pass game start to come together. Demir Clark, the last couple of weeks, he's thrown for almost 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. So Demir Clark's throwing the ball. Great receivers. Big-time receiver in Devontae Alford, Joe. He's averaging over 25 yards a catch. So he's a big-time player out there on the outside. But for South to hang with Northside tonight, they got to do a better job running the football, Joe. Only 2.5 yards per carry on the season. And to keep Northside honest and to keep that offense balanced, Southside has to run the football tonight. But I tell you what, these are the games you live for. And these are the games you really don't need a big pregame talk, because if you're not up for this one, something's wrong with you.
Which team will possess the totem pole, even if just symbolically? We'll find out. We'll see what the coaches have to say. Also, when we return with our Meyer pregame show, we'll take a 3-minute timeout. And up first will be Southside coach Roosevelt Northfleet in his 6th year. He'll join us the other side of the break. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250, The Ticket. Okay, let's go with 3 minutes. I'm going to pot us down. These are fairly short interviews. I think Rosie goes like 2:15, and Mike goes like a minute 15. Not very long at all.
He said, just bring me down just a little bit.
Okay.
Can a power company provide more than energy? Can it inspire young minds, rebuild lives, and ignite the economic growth of a community? Can it honor the past while energizing the future? At Indiana Michigan Power, we're doing more than the expected with energy. We're working together, investing in the lives of the community, all to create a better future. That's not just energy. That's boundless energy. Indiana Michigan Power. Boundless energy. See more at indianamichigan.com/boundless.
You might be one of those people who looks forward to cooler weather. And that's all well and good, but Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that summer ain't over till we say it's over. So they're still rolling with the summer clearance event with savings across the board. Get a 2019 Dodge Challenger Hemi for $389 a month with no money down. Or drive off in a 2019 Durango SXT all-wheel drive blacktop edition for $395 a month. Offers valid to qualified lessees. Minimum down payment required for Durango on select models. See dealer for complete terms and details. And don't forget that Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram also has finance approval plans to get you into the vehicle you want. Back to school, football preseason, sure, fine. But it's still summer, brothers and sisters. Celebrate by hitting the summer clearance event happening now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram under the giant American flag on Coliseum or always online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory...
Even going back last week against Carroll in the first half, you hold a pretty good team, just 7 points in the first half. I could not get over, I looked at the stats at the end of that ball game, 6 sacks, 3 interceptions, and I don't know how many tackles for a loss. Normally those are the numbers for a winning team, but your defense really has come alive.
Well, they've been playing good, since the beginning of the year. And just preaching that they got to get better and better by completing their assignment. And that's on both sides of the ball. We hit hard, and we played a physical game against Carroll, which was a good point for us. But unfortunately, there was some mistakes in that game that really cost us big.
And you got a quarterback that can throw the ball. He had some impressive numbers last week.
Yeah, for the past 2 weeks when he's playing against Wayne and then coming against Carroll, he's put up some numbers with us. But he's had a couple of receivers in Devontae Alford, who's really caught the ball well and run. The run after the catch has been the big thing for us, and that's what we're trying to preach. Do the little things right and big things will happen.
This game tonight, throw out the records. It doesn't matter. It's all about pride and winning the totem pole. And talk a little bit about what this particular ball game against Northside means to you personally.
Well, this is one of those things that I've been a part of this for probably about a good 7 years, going back to the early 99 when I was with Coach Bailey here at Southside, and we had that, totem pole 2 out of the 3 years we were here. And, I had it the last, 2 years and then lost it last year. We're trying to get it back, and we will make sure it stays here.
Talk about the Legends. They also lost a tough game last week. They opened their game with a kickoff return touchdown. What do you see on film about the Legends?
Well, they got a back that can run the ball, and I like him. The guy runs hard. He's fast. They also got the quarterback that's supposed to be playing. Deuce has already been D1 offered, but our defense got their backs against the wall, and they got their got to rise to the challenge, and I think they're ready to go.
Our national anthem, and before that, Roosevelt Norfleet in his 6th year as head coach of the Southside Archers. They come into Jack Weicker Stadium with a record of 1-5. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with Mike Brevard and the Northside Legends, and they are on the road here tonight. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Can a power company provide more than energy? Can it inspire young minds, rebuild lives, and ignite the economic growth of a community? Can it honor the past while energizing the future? At Indiana Michigan Power, we're doing more than we expected with energy. We're working together, investing in the lives of the community, all to create a better future. That's not just energy, that's boundless energy. Indiana Michigan Power, boundless energy. See more at indianamichigan.com/boundless.
You might be one of those people who looks forward to cooler weather. And that's all well and good, but Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that summer ain't over till we say it's over. So they're still rolling with the summer clearance event with savings across the board. Get a 2019 Dodge Challenger Hemi for $389 a month with no money down. Or drive off in a 2019 Durango SXT all-wheel drive blacktop edition for $395 a month. Offers valid to qualified lessees. Minimum down payment required for Durango on select models. See dealer for complete terms and details. And don't forget that Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram also has finance approval plans to get you into the vehicle you want. Back to school, football preseason, sure, fine. But it's still summer, brothers and sisters. Celebrate by hitting the summer clearance event happening now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram under the giant American flag on Coliseum or always online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late.
Well, this game of high school football, it's wild, it's wonderful, and it's unpredictable. Coach Homestead wins the toss. They defer. They're going to force the 3 and out and get the football. Jalen Harris had other ideas, returning the kickoff 95 yards. A lot of bright spots for Northside. Alex Holiday Robinson was one of them. Talk about the performance last week.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough last week, when your leader goes down, and Deuce Taylor. We challenged the guys. We want the guys to step up in his absence And, I mean, you know, the key guys came through. You know, Alex, he ran the ball hard. We took advantage of them being in the odd front. Jalen Harris, I mean, he's everywhere over the field. He does a good job on special teams as well as defense.
You know, Roosevelt Northley was talking to me earlier what this Totem Bowl matchup means to him personally. You've been around this game now for a while. What does it mean to you, Mike Brevard?
I mean, it's a big deal. I definitely learned that. You know, I've been kind of baptized into this tradition now. And I've seen, you know, no matter what each team's record is, I mean, you're going to get both teams' best tonight.
Southside, tremendous defensive effort. I could not believe the numbers. 6 sacks, 3 interceptions. What do you see about the Archers on film?
Oh, they're fast. They got a ton of athletes. One thing they did well versus Carroll's, I mean, they just came after Becker. You know, when you got Carroll who's loaded like that offensively, it's easy to kind of sit back and just read and react. But, I mean, Southside, they were in, you know, dictate mode. And, I mean, they kind of they forced Carroll's hands. So I'm sure tonight they'll come out and show us with some pressure as well.
What have you told your team? What do the Legends have to do to win tonight?
I told them remain focused. You know, I think a lot of times, you know, when you do play a north side or a south side, teams tend to, you know, take it lightly. But I told them south side's going to play tonight like they're 6-0 and SAC champs.
Getting our meeting.
All right, north side. As the visiting team, you get to call the coin toss. What would you like to call? Tails has been called. Here's our coin, guys. Yep. There we go. Tails has been called. Here's our toss. We have tails. All right. I'm sorry, we had heads. Heads was what we have. Right here, south side has won the toss, okay? What would you guys like to do? You want to defer. Okay.
Okay, there you have it, Joe. We're a little early on the coin toss, but South wins the toss, Joe, and they're going to defer. So we'll see Deuce Taylor early on. Field's in good shape, Joe, and I love it because they cut the grass short. And I love that. It makes the game so fast. And as far as the weather, it's just beautiful out here, Joe. A little bit of a breeze, but it won't be a factor. But it feels like October football. And I tell you, Joe, all the games we do, this is one of those nights I wish I could go inside and get a pair of pads.
Thank you, Joe Walburn, down on the sidelines as the Legends 2-4 under Mike Brevard on the road here tonight against Southside. The Archers under Roosevelt Norfleet at 1-5. But don't worry about those records. It'll be real here tonight at Jack Weicker Stadium. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. Opening kickoff coming up the other side of the break. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket. Okay, I think we can squeeze 2 in, BJ, 2.
Can a power company provide more than energy? Can it inspire young minds, rebuild lives, and ignite the economic growth of a community? Can it honor the past while energizing the future? At Indiana Michigan Power, we're doing more than the expected with energy. We're working together, investing in the lives of the community, all to create a better future. That's not just energy, that's boundless energy. Indiana Michigan Power, boundless energy. See more at indianamichigan.com/boundless.
You might be one of those people who looks forward to cooler weather. And that's all well and good, but Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that summer ain't over till we say it's over. So they're still rolling with the summer clearance event with savings across the board. Get a 2019 Dodge Challenger Hemi for $389 a month with no money down. Or drive off in a 2019 Durango SXT all-wheel drive blacktop edition for $395 a month. Offers valid to qualified lessees. Minimum down payment required for Durango on select models. See dealer for complete terms and details. And don't forget that Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram also has finance approval plans to get you into the vehicle you want. Back to school, football preseason, sure, fine. But it's still summer, brothers and sisters. Celebrate by hitting the summer clearance event happening now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram under the giant American flag on Coliseum or always online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late.
Welcome back, everybody, to Jack Weicker Stadium with Joe Auburn. I'm Joe Parson. Tommy Norris is with us tonight. Jeff Mahoney and the SummitCitySports.com crew as well. 57 degrees here at Kickoff under partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the northeast at 7 miles an hour. A little breezy, though, Joe. It picks up once in a while.
Yeah, a little bit down there. A little bit of a breeze down there, but a great night for football, and it feels like football night. I mean, October, Joe, here we go. Huge conference game, and, man, I wish I could play in this one. I mean, just brings back memories, man.
You played in a few of them. What stands out in your mind?
Well, I tell you, it's funny. I played in a few of them, and the one we won was my junior year. I threw a touchdown pass on the last play of the game, but it was in the Jamboree. And when we threw the touchdown pass and won the game, we ran over to Northside sideline to grab the totem pole, and they wouldn't give it to us. Where's that pole? Where's the totem pole? They wouldn't give it to us, and they said we didn't get it because it was the Jamboree. So I never saw the totem pole. I never held the totem pole.
You don't know if it exists.
I don't even know if it exists because we never got a sniff of the totem pole. I mean, I mean, I'm assuming they're still playing for the totem pole, but this is an old Southside quarterback sitting next to you that never, ever saw the totem pole.
They're not going to convince you it exists, right?
Absolutely, but this is going to be a good matchup, Joe, because, you know, with Deuce Taylor, they loved it when you went out there and did the Wayne game because Northside woke up this year, and Northside's a whole different team with Deuce Taylor, and I believe Southside, the last few years, this is one of the better teams we've had. We're getting better. We're getting better quarterback play. You know, we have weapons with Devontae Alford. We have, you know, Trevor Hapner is good in the outside, and you know, I tell you, Alford is 26 yards a catch, Joe. So we've got some weapons at South, but it's a big game for the Archers.
And even Mike Brevard talked about Southside. They are quick, and one of the keys last week, Joe, he pointed out they went after Becker, the quarterback for Carroll.
Well, you mentioned it, the sacks they had, the turnovers, and what's interesting is Southside's defense has forced 20 turnovers on the season, Joe. So they've been active. They've made some plays, but going to be really important tonight for Southside to get off to a good start, establish their run game. In this first possession, South really needs to slow Deuce Taylor down because we saw what happened over at Wayne when he got going.
I got a question for you. Will South kick to Jalen Harris?
I wouldn't. I'd kick the ball away because Homestead has been a lot better on special teams this year, and Harris just went right through them.
Alex Holiday Robinson is back deep, but the deepest 3 kick returners back for Northside. By the way, they'll be moving from left to right. There is a bit of a breeze. It gusts at times. The weatherman says only about 5 to 8 miles an hour. But when you're moving the football from left to right, that will give a bit of a boost to the passing game, and it could sail on you a little bit as well.
Yeah, especially in a game like this when you're fired up, too, and that ball is just flying off your hands, so that's a good point.
Southside ready to kick away from right to left. And will we have the same kind of start we did last Friday night? Well, the ball blows off the tee, so that goes to show you just how much that breeze can be a factor here tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of swirling down there, so we'll see. And how about Northside, Joe? An opportunity with Southside tonight, Northrop next week, and then Concordia. Northside has a chance to win the last 3 and maybe get to 5-4.
And by the way, we'll give you an update on the other games going on. There's a big one across town, Homestead at Carroll. Here comes the kick, far side, fielded at the 35-yard line. Straight ahead carry across the 40-45, up to just short of midfield. So Northside's going to have excellent starting field position. With this first snap of the football, it's North against Southside.
And that was Theo Redmond that time returning that kickoff, Joe. And Theo Redmond usually does the tackling, and that time he gets tackled. But good field position for Northside. And as good as Holiday Robinson has been, if I'm Northside, I come out with Deuce Taylor and I attack through the air.
Malachi Graham will bring him up to the start, to snap the football. 6'1 junior, 285. And they'll have tandem receivers, 2 wide either side of the field. Deuce Taylor out of the gun, high snap, one hands the ball, looks to throw the ball in the slot. He's got a catch at the 40 and a return down inside the 35. Quick hitting play to Ryan Collins. Collins on the catch, and already Deuce Taylor fires one in there, complete, and it's 1st and 10, North on the move.
Yeah, and he hits Collins right on time, and he puts the ball out in front of Collins. And Collins is a really good basketball player, Joe. Only a sophomore, 6'2", 175, but a wide receiver who is really developing as the season goes on.
Collins stays in, 1 wide to the right side. They have trips wide to the left, the wide side of the field. Taylor outduced. Taylor, bad snap, and he has to try to find the handle and gets it, but there's a loss back across midfield into north side territory, and that one you can't blame on Deuce Taylor. It was nowhere near him.
Yeah, you got to get that snap right if you're north side, but it looked like Maxwell Burney got back there too, Joe. So Southside's a little bit better up front this year, and that time was good push for Southside. So that's a big breakdown for Northside, and it creates a 2nd and long.
2nd down with the ball back at the 47, but now at Northside's 47, 2nd and 25. Bunch line up to the left side. That's a wide side of the field. Taylor has the high snap, looks left, loads, throws over the middle, and this one is incomplete. Trying to find Ronald Collins in a seam right about the 45 of the Archers. Now it'll be 3rd down and long. And is there a penalty flag down on the field? There is back at the north 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be holding possibly on north side, Joe. But that time Taylor had Collins, but just put so much mustard on that football. But really right now in this drive, Joe, Northside's just breaking down on this first possession, really helping Southside out.
Legends coming into tonight's game averaging just under 68 yards a game in penalties last week against Homestead at 8 for 55 yards. This penalty moves them all the way back to their own 30-yard line. Now it does remain 2nd down. So 2nd down and even longer. They would have to get all the way down to the 28-yard line of Southside with a couple of plays to work with.
This would be a great time for a screen to Holiday Robinson. So if I'm Southside, I stay on my lanes, I get back on defense, but I keep an eye on Holiday Robinson on the screen.
Offensive line coming in for North, averaging 260 a man, tackle to tackle. This time too wide to the right now. Motion behind the line of scrimmage, left to right side. High snap. Here's Taylor. Screens the ball left side. Alex Holiday Robinson bobbles, catches, runs to the 35, to the 40, and trying to reach the 40-yard line and maybe another yard up to about the 41. It'll still be 3rd down and very, very long.
Apologies to Coach Brevard. I'm not trying to call his plays out, but I like the play call there to Holiday Robinson. But how about the discipline of Southside to stay in their lanes, not panic, and come up and make that tackle?
Opening series, no score. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Legends, moving left to right, 3rd down and 32. Now they have that diamond lineup, 4 wide to the right, empty backfield. Taylor one-hands the ball again, steps up in the pocket. He scrambles, looking, throws the ball. He's got a man downfield, but that one sails on him out of bounds. Trying to find Jordan Turner as he did a little 180 trying to locate that ball. But again, there you saw a little bit the breeze that will, and Deuce, he just flicks the wrist, and those balls are 40 yards in the air.
Yeah, he's fired up. But you see him climb the pocket that time and buy the time, and he zipped that ball down the field. But that was pretty good coverage out there that time by Southside. So good stop for Southside. Now a chance to maybe get the ball back and maybe a little bit of field position for Southside. So I think Deuce is a little bit fired up, and that ball has just been exploding off his arm.
Devontae Alford is back deep. Here comes the kick. That's fielded by Alford. Cuts it up the middle. Got to the 31. Stumbles to the 35. Hit from behind, but not before he reaches the 39-yard line. So not bad field position now for Southside. The Archers will have their first possession of the ball game as we have 9:33 remaining in this opening quarter. 1st and 10 for the green and white.
And you see how electric Alford is. He's a senior, Joe, 5'7", 155. He's only caught 8 balls, but for over 200 yards. So he's the big play receiver for Southside, and that was a good job on the punt return to come up and catch that football, Joe. So now good position for Southside, a good chance, and Southside has 9 senior starters on offense, so this is a big game for them.
Javarius Jones comes wide to the right side. Here's a little counter run. There's some running room. It'll be a gain of 7-8 yards, just short of midfield. They'll spot the ball just inside the 49-yard, just outside the 48, I should say.
Yeah, and that's what Southside needs. Southside needs to establish that run game, Joe. And if they can run that ball downhill, that's going to open up those pass lanes. So good start for Southside to run that ball off tackle.
Matthew Morris saw some snaps last week. And they've got a wingback hipper on the left side. That's Marcus White-Allen. Here's a deep handoff, off tackle run, second effort to midfield, and 1st and 10 for Southside. They'll have it to the north side 47-yard line.
That's a great cutback that time for Southside to make that move. So I thought Northside was going to hem that play in, but that's one cut and go upfield. So Good run again by Southside.
Ashton Johnson also in there. Kind of a pro set offense. Now they want to flip-flop. Two running backs. And Demir Clark still not happy where he's got his team lined up. Now, and there was movement. And now they're going to throw the penalty flag. Quarterback expecting the snap, but it never came. This offensive line for the green and white averaging 253 a man tackle to tackle. Devin Hubbard at center along with Fred Starks. Jamel Early are the guards. Jeremiah Powell, one of the biggest of the Archers, Joe, at 6'5", 310. He's a junior. And Kyle Caudill at 6'4". He's a senior, and 210, the other tackle.
And that last run for Southside. It was very good, Joe. They gave the ball a 33 that time. That was Matthew Morris, who was only a sophomore. So looked like he had a good run in that last one, Joe.
Had 4 carries last week in the loss against the Carroll Chargers. Again, they'll have one wide to the right side. That's going to be Javarius Jones. It'll be first down and 15, though. And again, they'll keep it on the ground. They'll run to midfield, a couple of yards. The ball popped free. Northside thinks they've got it. Let's wait and see what our referee, Jason McCamick, and they will give it to the Legends. First and 10 on the fumble recovery. And the one thing that Roosevelt Northfleet says we've got to avoid turnovers.
Yeah, they got to avoid the turnovers, and that was Ashton Johnson, the big back they put in the backfield for Southside, Joe, and he's well over 220 pounds, and he ran that ball downfield. He just fumbled that ball, and those are the mistakes you just can't have. You know, Johnson's 6'2", 220, and he's a load out there, but you can't give that football up, especially on the short field with the talent that Northside has at offense.
First and 10. Legends have it at their own 49 on the fumble recovery now. Taylor out of the gun, looks to hand it off. There's running room now for Alex Holiday Robinson. Tripped up, still has enough balance to fall forward to about the 43-yard line.
And what's so nice about Holiday Robinson are the plays are so quick. You see how quick his feet are. You see how he can turn that corner and drop those pads. So of all the backs we see, Joe, it just seems like Robinson is in the hole so fast.
And, Joe, look at his numbers last week against a good Homestead defense. He had 23 carries, 146 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. He averaged nearly 6.5 yards a carry. That says something.
It does, and I know he's so pleased to see Jacob Lambert out there, 6'6", 280, the junior, the offensive tackle who was hurt last week.
Let's call it a gain of 7. There was blitz coming defensive left side. That leaves the middle open for Holiday Robinson. Reaches the 30. Carries tacklers as he goes laterally to his left. Still on his feet. They've not blown the whistle yet.
Looked like Devontae Williams finally got him down, Joe. But if you're Southside, you don't want to. You blitz those inside backers. Holiday Robinson is just so good with that inside run game. And that time you called it, Joe. They ran right where the blitz was. So if you're Southside, you don't want to blitz yourself out of your defense.
There is a penalty flag down on the far side of the field.
It's going to be looks like it's going to be a personal foul. Now they're going to talk it over because there was a lot of guys that were piling on late, Joe. And you're going to have a little bit of that in a big game like this. Guys are amped up. Guys want to make plays.
Unless you're the quarterback scrambling, right?
Yeah. If you're the quarterback, throw that flag. But now guys are going to run backside. Guys are going to chase and play hard. And, you know, you're going to have a little bit of that in this game.
Well, the Legends come up to the football. They're ready to put the play into motion, but the officials are still conferring.
Well, obviously somebody's not sure what they saw, so maybe you pick the flag up if you're having that much of a discussion.
What's interesting is that, and by the way, they did grant the forward progress down to the 30-yard line for now. Now we're going to get the official ruling on it. We're going to pick up the football. Here comes the referee over to let us know what's going on. Personal foul, Archers.
That's too bad. That's a big penalty, and that's dead ball personal foul on Southside, Joe. So that's a big penalty. That's going to move the ball all the way down to the 15-yard line, and that just really hurts because you get beat on the blitz with Holiday Robinson on the big run, and then you get a personal foul call. So I tell you fumble the ball. You get beaten or run, you get a personal foul. Those are the mistakes that South just can't have.
Jordan Turner in the ball game, part of a trips package wide to the right. He had 5 catches last week. Now Taylor walks away. Play clock still, well, they have not started the play clock, so He has options. Meanwhile, Alex Holiday Robinson, the running back, offset to the right side of Deuce Taylor. Taylor did not play last week, injured left hand. Here's a high snap. Alex Holiday Robinson, they stack him up right at the point of attack at the 15 and push him back. Another penalty flag.
Yeah, and that was a busted play for Northside. That ball wasn't snapped right. Northside wasn't ready. So that was a broken play, and we'll see what the penalty is.
Legends backing up as if they're expecting the worst in the conversation. And now Jason McCamick comes over. Face mask penalty against South. Another mistake for the Green.
And that's a shame. That's a play that you've defended. You stop the play. Northside has a bust on the play, and you have a face mask. So this has really kind of been the history over the last few years. You know, South, we have good players, but we got to stop beating ourselves.
Last week against Carroll, Southside had 13 penalties for 116 yards.
And it was 7-0 at the half. They were playing Carroll tough. And what's interesting for that Carroll-Homestead game tonight, Jeffrey Becker's playing with a bruised shoulder. South beat him up pretty good, so South was in the game, but just those mistakes.
Ryan Collins, the lone wide to the left side. That's the short side of the field, 3 wide to the right. It'll be 1st and 5. Here is Deuce Taylor, looks to Alex Holiday Robinson, cuts to his left, gets by 1, and he's got a chance to score, drives into the end zone, touchdown.
Excellent. The ability to cut, Joe, in the vision. South has him hemmed in, but he makes the cut, gets the corner, and just drives over the Southside defender at the goal line. He is a very underrated running back. We mentioned it in the pregame. It just seems like he's in the Summit City Sports top 10 every single week, and you would think, you know, without the quarterback back there last week, he would have slowed up a little bit, but he did. He's just having an exceptional season, and really the mistakes for Southside allow Northside to get an early lead.
Now the extra point attempt coming up. Legends were short a man, 15 on the play clock. Benito Romero on. He was 3 for 3 last week in extra points. Ronald Collins is the holder. Now there is a penalty flag. Oh, he kicked it, and it's good. Let's see. No, that's a piece of equipment, so that's not a flag. 7-0, Northside in the early lead. We'll be back with more here from Jack Weicker Stadium South, trying to get on track. They trail at 7-zip. IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village.
Archer is ready to go to work once again. Devontae Alford back deep in kick return. Northside grabs the early 7-0 lead at the 6:30 mark. Here comes the kick deep, and this one backpedaling to the 5-yard line, to the goal line, in fact, and falling down. The ball is free, and Northside may have it again at the 20-yard line unless it was down on contact.
Yeah, I think Southside's going to get a break. He was down, so not going to lose that ball that time. But got to protect that football, and it is time to get going for Southside, Joe.
Joe, there can be games, there can be nights when you just get too geeked up, too high.
I totally agree, and I think this is one of those nights, and I think we saw that in the beginning a little bit with Northside as far as the quarterback. I thought that Deuce Taylor was a little bit geeked up, and I think Southside's geeked up, but all of a sudden now, this is a very important drive for the Archers.
Demir Clark under center. Ready to take that snap, looks to hand it off. Here comes a cut to the right side, some running room across the 25-30. They've got a first down across the 35-yard line. So a good gain that time for the Archers.
And looking around at rivalry week, Joe, there's some great matchups when you go across the Summit City Sports platform. Snyder's out early on Northrop, 14-0. Homestead, an early touchdown, 7-0 over Carroll, Joe. Dwanger's up 6-0 on Bishop Lures, and Concordia's up 7-0. So great games across the Summit City Sports platform tonight.
You know, the Archers have got some big boys back there. Ashton Johnson goes 220. And Matthew Morris also 175. Again, they're going to try that counter run to the near side. And Northside strings that out. There will be no gain, or maybe about a yard gain just across the 35. So let's call it 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yes, Southside, you mentioned Morris in the backfield, Joe, and Ashton Johnson. I think what Southside really wanted to do as the season went on is have a little bit bigger bodies in the backfield and try to make these defenses honor the run, because they knew they had a passing game with Demir Clark. So they really wanted to open things up a little bit with some bigger backs in the backfield.
Clark has not attempted a pass yet tonight. It'll be 2nd and 9. Let's see if they go to the air. Play action fake. Clark rolls right, looking, buying time, scrambling, and he's going nowhere. Actually drugged forward back to the 35 instead of a 2-yard loss. So we'll bring up 3rd down and closer to 10.
And that's where Clark's got to throw that football, Joe. He had his tight end dragging across the middle, but you got to trust your read and get that football out early. And really, Clark has been efficient this year. He's only completing about 50% of his passes, but when he's thrown it, Joe, he's had some success. 6 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, but on that play, he's got to let it go and throw that football.
Archers trying to reach their own 45-yard line on this snap. Last week, they were 4 of 11 on 3rd down conversions for 36% against Carroll. Straight drop. Now a roll to the left side. Here is Clark, and they swarm upon him. And he'll be sacked back inside his own 30-yard line.
And that's one of those deals where Clark has to recognize that blitz, Joe. If they're going to blitz and send that many guys, you've got man-to-man, but you got to check to a blitz, and you got to shorten those routes. So with the blitz, you have to throw the hot and shorten the routes, and South didn't.
There was big Jacob Lambert leading the way in there.
Yeah, 6'6", 280. I played with his uncle at Southside and also played with his daddy. He's a tremendous prospect. He twisted his knee last week, so it's good to see him out there. But he's a player that really commands a double team.
Trevor Hapner on to punt. He had 6 punts last week, had along a 42. Steps into it. Line drive, end over end, fielded at the 40-yard line. Here's a cut to the right to midfield. 45, 40, down the right sidelines. And it will be good field position for Northside again, as they'll have it into Southside territory on the return by Jordan Turner. And here come the Legends. They lead it already 7-0 with 3:39 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, danger time for Southside. You see the nice play by Turner to come up and catch that ball. And as the season goes on, Turner just seems to get better and better and become more of a weapon for Northside. So Southside really needs to stop here, Joe, because Northside has the weapons. They could run you out of here.
Bunch lineup for the Legends, wide to the left, the wide side of the field. Deuce Taylor back tonight at quarterback. And looks, handed off to Alex Holiday Robinson, bobbing, weaving, finally cuts it up inside the 35 to the 33. He's just got that knack. He just kind of glides along, has that wide peripheral vision, can check to his right, checks to his left, and he's something else.
Yeah, he's patient, and he does what I'm trying to teach my kids and JFL to do. Stay in the hole and be patient and let the blocks develop, and Robinson is excellent at that.
Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Still 3 wide to the left side. That includes Jordan Turner out there. Taylor, long count from line of scrimmage. We're inside the 10. Fumbled ball. It's still loose, and Southside's going to have it at their own 38-yard line.
And again, another bad snap. But what Taylor has to do on that, Taylor has to try to get his second arm out there, Joe, and get that ball. You can't just one hand those balls like that. You're going to cough them up, and he's got to cover that football. So I understand it was a bad snap, but you just can't reach one arm out there and try to grab that ball. So bookmark that. That's a big turnover, and that gives Southside life.
Joe, I think the other factor is that Deuce Taylor's trying to protect that left hand.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's got a glove on it, and I doubt that we're going to see him under center taking those hard snaps. He'll probably be in the gun most of the night as long as he's in there. 1st and 10. And, boy, fake of the handoff, and Clark is buried back around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, the penetration that time with Preston McElroy making that tackle for Northside, Joe. But really, South needs to throw the ball on first down. Northside's loading up the box, beating South at the point of attack. I mean, the South offensive line, you mentioned it, is good size, Joe, but they're not moving anybody, and South needs to open it up and throw the ball.
I know you like Theo Redmond. He was in there as well.
Oh, yeah, he's
he
tough.
Had 4 tackles, 2 for loss last week again against Homestead. Loss of 3, second down and 13. Clock inside of 2.5 minutes, time remaining here in the opening quarter. 2 wide down to the right side, shotgun formation, but they'll run out of that, and there's some running room.
Woo!
And up to the 45, a straight ahead carry to the 47-yard line.
I like that play because they got in the shotgun and they spread north side out and just run that ball downhill. So that's a good aggressive run for the Archers. So I like that, Joe. That looked like that was number 11. Dylan Jackson making that run. So
he hit that hole with authority quickly.
That's what South needs. South needs that aggression, and they need those quick plays to attack.
3rd down and a short 3. Clark stays in the gun. He's got a running back offset to the right side, and they'll run that same play. And second effort by Dylan Clark has got the ball a yard deep, or maybe 2 yards deep, now into north side territory, and a new set of downs to work with.
Yeah, and Dylan Jackson looks great running that football out there.
Yes, so Dylan Clark, Dylan Jackson.
Well, I tell you, between Clark and Jackson, the way they can hand that ball off, it's impressive. But I like the play calling now. And do you feel the tempo for Southside? All of a sudden, Southside's getting out of the huddle faster. Southside's getting that ball snap faster, and you can begin to feel the tempo.
Twins to the right side, Javarius Jones out there. But again, there is Dylan Jackson. This time North stops it after a gain of about 1.5 yards, maybe a couple of yards.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a bigger play, but Devontae Rogers makes the tackle for Northside from his defensive tackle position, and he's getting better, too, as the season goes on. You know, we had him last week, and Homestead dominated, but Devontae had some good plays in that game for Northside, Joe. So, but I tell you what, as far as the Archers, I throw the ball here. You've got so much talent. I get the ball to Alford on the edge here.
And he is up on the slot to the right side. Split wide of him is Javarius Jones. Now they flip-flop the running back for Clark out of the gun. Pump fake. Now throws to the right side. And will that be too strong? It was. Did not. And is there a penalty flag down there?
Yeah, they're going to call pass interference on the north side corner. And if I'm Coach Brevard, I'm going to argue if that ball's catchable. But they're going to tag Northside for pass interference here for holding up that south side wide receiver.
Joe, we talked about the other big game tonight. It's number 3 and undefeated Homestead. They're at Carroll. Chargers at 4-2. Wayne is home tonight to Concordia. Concordia number 12 in one of the 3A polls. Lourdes playing at Dwenger, the Battle of the Bishops. Northrop home to Snyder. Snyder number 8 this week in 6A. NE 8, Northeast 8, it's New Haven. They are at winless Belmont, and Leo, they're visiting Huntington North.
And that Columbia City is hosting East Noble tonight. That should be a good game. Homestead, East Noble, and South Adams are your only undefeateds left in high school football in this area.
1st and 10, blitz is coming, and boy, I tell you what.
That was aggressive. That looked like offsides on Jalen Harris. Then he hit South's quarterback late, so we'll see how they sort this out unless they call a false start. But I'm pretty certain Northside was offsides on that play, and that's a blitz. That's a blitz when the guy jumps off sides and still comes and hits the quarterback, right?
Jalen Harris, he never held up at all. Clock is down to 23 seconds remaining in the period. So that'll move the ball. It'll be 1st and 5 now at the 28-yard line.
Big possession here. South desperately needs some points, and now you've got a chance here. 1st and 5. If you have a gadget play, maybe you take a chance here.
And let's see, they're going to try to sweep the ball to the left side. That's sprung out nicely, and there was Jalen Harris to keep it at a minimal gain.
That's a great job by Harris to come up from the safety position. You know, we forget sometimes what a good safety he is, Joe, because he makes so many plays on special teams. But that's textbook. He comes up and he wraps them up.
That was Andrew Moore, who leads them with 150 yards rushing, but that'll be the final play of the quarter. It'll be 7-0 Northside in the early lead here at Jack Whitehurst Stadium, and we'll be back with quarter 2 play. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th.
Spotted at the 27. Here's a read option, and Demir Clark wants to throw the ball. He's got a man downfield, but was that tipped, Joe?
Yeah, it was tipped by Harris. So Northside's lucky because the Southside receiver was wide open. And what Clark's got to do on that, Joe, is he's just got to put some air over it. When you get a guy that wide open, you just want to get the ball to him. Doesn't have to be the prettiest, but get some air under that football. That was a touchdown for South.
It'll be 3rd down and 4. Obviously, the Archers will field there in 4-down yardage area if necessary. Hubbard brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Clark out of the gun. Running back, let's see, got motion. And here is a roll to the right side, and the ball is free. That is going to be still battled for. Did it go out of bounds? Northside thinks they may have it, but
I thought his arm was going forward, Joe. We'll see what they call. But how about Theo Redmond, the defensive end for Northside? The speed that he shows, Joe, to track down Clark on that play and to make that sack. So that was, I guess they're going to call it maybe incomplete, but that was a tremendous effort by Redmond, Joe.
Actually, they're just going to call it a fumble with the ball out of bounds back at the 36-yard line. So it'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 13. And Southside still will go for it at the north 36-yard line. Got 3 wide to the right, the short side of the field. Here is Clark out of the gun, steps up, throws it down the middle. It's got man, but there's triple coverage out there. Tip ball that's intercepted at the goal line. And it'll be North's ball at the 2-yard line.
And that's Arian McCarter on the interception, Joe. And McCarter had a big game last week with 11 tackles, but that was just really a Hail Mary for South, and that's a shame because they were 1st and 5 on that possession and driving, and a couple of broken plays, and Northside gets the stop. So that's a tough possession to lose if you're South and not get any points.
Well, we had 2 fumble recoveries already in this ball game, and now with our first interception on that first fumble, that set up the Northside touchdown on a 2-yard touchdown run by Alex Holiday Robinson. And now the Legends, they get the ball back 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line, moving it from right to left. And they'll be moving against a little, I believe that breeze now has eased up quite a bit. 11:36 remaining here in the first half. Holiday Robinson lined up about 3 yards deep in the end zone, finds a hole left side, cuts it up, brings it across the 5 and out to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Let's see, they may give them a forward spot up around the 8 or the 9.
Yeah, just great push and great vision again. That would have been an opportunity maybe for South to blitz on that because you kind of felt like Northside was going to run the ball there. But let's see if Northside can get this ball out of here, Joe, and get some better field position.
Some great, I'll tell you what, credit to the line, Joe. They're opening up some big holes, and that's something that South did not permit last week. Here's a quick blitz, and the ball is popped free. Whistle blew, though, right away.
Another score to pass along, Joe. East Noble 7, Columbia City nothing in the first quarter. So that's a big game out in the county. And I believe if East Noble wins that game, they will have a good chance to clinch their conference championship.
Looks like the penalty's going against Southside. That'll be an automatic first down.
Got to watch the football. South jumps offside that time, and I understand the enthusiasm, but the mistakes are starting to build for Southside. You got to get it cleaned up.
Joe, in the ACAC tonight, it's Heritage. They're home to Bluffton. And how about this one tomorrow? It's going to be Woodland at LCC against the T-Birds. That's a Saturday night football game in Lima.
Poor Woodland. Poor Coach Haydock, but good to see Haydock back on the sideline.
I mean, God bless him. The Marion local, 2 straight years. And that's a woodshed trip. Here's a quick pitch, bobbled and held onto by Alex Holiday Robinson. Turns the corner down the right sideline, saying he's got the first down across the 25-yard line. And, boy, that was Deuce Taylor falling down, pitched it. And Alex Holiday Robinson bobbling it, regained control, and runs for the first down.
Yeah, when they run those sweeps, I used to hate that because that's the only time in the whole day your offensive guard moves his feet. And typically he's trying to pull on that, and he'll step right on your foot, and that's what happened that time. But Taylor shows you the athletic ability to get the ball to Holiday Robinson. So now some good field position for Northside.
Legends at their own 28. The corners come up in press coverage, and they want to run the ball. And here's a late movement right side, and Holiday Robinson takes a hit but continues on. And will get a positive gain across the 30 to about the 32. But Southside, I thought they were going to be able to wrap up and stop him.
Yeah, I think what Southside has to learn right now is you better wrap him up. Holiday Robinson is too good to hit and not wrap up.
That is a gain of 4 yards. By the way, don't forget, coming up, our Indiana-Michigan Power Halftime Show. We'll have Shauna Markley from Flagstar Bank. She'll be, as you know, they're just a new entrant, really, in the banking industry, by the way of an injury timeout across the way. But Shauna Markley will join us, talking about Flagstar Bank's new commitment to the local community. We have a timeout here at Jack Weicker Stadium, and we'll see if we can get a look at the injury right now. But with the injury timeout, a stoppage of play. This injury timeout brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHSAA.
And Tommy makes a good point, Joe. Oh, didn't hear it. Didn't hear it.
That's cool. It's a Southside player.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Tommy makes a good point with Deuce Taylor, Joe. He is really being careful with that left hand, and I think that's Kyle Caudell, Joe, who's coming off the field, and that's going to be a big loss for Southside because he goes both ways. He plays on the offensive line and the defensive line.
Was a gain of 5 yards on that carry. Comes at the 10:05 mark, so it'll be at the second down and 5 from the 32-yard line is where they spot it. Little motion now, left to right behind the line of scrimmage. Blitz coming up the middle, but there's Alex Holiday Robinson. Just moved right around so deftly, that blitz, and now a late penalty flag in the mix again as they gain by Holiday Robinson across the 35 up to the 37, and maybe some more, or is it going the other way?
And if you blitz on that, you better make sure you get to Holiday Robinson or Deuce Taylor because you're leaving such a large hole. And I think it's going to be on South Side again. Maybe a face mask again. We'll see, Joe.
It is a face mask.
It's just discipline. You got to make that tackle, and if you come in low and wrap up, you're not going to get your hands on the face mask. So lots of mental mistakes for Southside, and to be honest with you, they're lucky it's only 7-0. So a chance maybe to get it cleaned up, get a stop here, and maybe get on the scoreboard.
So 1st and 10, Legends with the penalty against South will have possession at their own 42. 1st down and 10, still 7-0 Legends on the Alex Holiday Robinson touchdown. Now they've got a wing back, the up back moving in motion, and they want to give it to him, and that was a mistake. South came through there, and this time they made no mistake. They wrapped up.
That's great defense. Looked like Maxwell Burney was in there making that play, Joe. But that's where if you're the quarterback, you got to come back and you got to change that snap count because Southside was all over that snap count. But good defense for South and a big loss for Northside. And Northside's offense is sputtering at times in this game, Joe.
When we see flashes of the South defense that really hamstrung Carroll a week ago, at least in the first half. And one that recorded 6 sacks and had 3 interceptions. Second down, a loss back to the 35-yard line. And again, there was the Archers tried to guess at the snap count. They guessed wrong. Unless they were drawn across.
Going to give the 5 yards back, and we're on our way to well over 100 yards in penalties. And again, you can't win football if you turn the ball over and commit penalties. You've got to clean this up.
That'll bring up second down and 12 with the ball at the 40-yard line.
I think if you're Northside here, you've hit Southside with Holiday Robinson. I think I open up the playbook a little bit and get Jordan Turner the football, maybe Rodney Woods, and I attack maybe in the middle of the defense and throw the ball down the field.
Ryan Collins checks in. He's the lone wide to the right side. It'll be second down and 12. Clock is inside 8.5 minutes time remaining here in the first half. Shotgun formation now. Deuce Taylor. Well, they ran out of time. Should be delay of game, I believe. So that'll cost them the 5 yards back, and it'll still be second down, but second and 17.
We're just trading 5 yards back and forth, aren't we, my friend?
We're going to be here a while.
We're going to be here a while, absolutely, but man, great matchups across the platform tonight, Joe. Homestead, it was 7-3 last report. Homestead over Carroll, so good matchups. Dwenger was out 12-0 on Bishop Lures. So, man, it's rivalry week, and the games are big. And if Homestead can win tonight, they're in great shape because they finished with Southside and Wayne. So maybe a chance to put a stranglehold in that conference championship tonight with a win.
Second down, 17. Same set, 3 wide to the left for Deuce Taylor drops the throw and throws the screen, and that one is incomplete, and that might have been almost by intention because South had that one well scoped out.
Yeah, South's doing a good job with their defensive coordinator. I tell you, South has definitely game planned Northside, and Gabe Gann, the defensive coordinator, he's on it because when Northside goes wide with their receivers and South goes man-to-man, they're looking for that screen.
Joe, you were talking about Homestead play earlier. How about some state statistics here? Homestead and Snyder are number 2 and number 3 in scoring average among all 6A Indiana high school football teams. And at the other end, it's Carroll, number 1 in 6A in scoring defense.
Impressive. Good football in the area.
Now the Legends were going to run out of time, so they called timeout. We've got 8:03 remaining in the first half. It remains Northside on top of Southside here in the battle for the totem pole, 7-0. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Legends looking at third down and 17 from the 35. Contributing sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible include Kelly Automotive Group, 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned for your selection. Tom Steele Tire with 2 locations at Fort Wayne. High snap, that's followed by Deuce Taylor. Now he's got running room, throws on the run, he's got a catch, and they will have a first down depending on the spot of the ball. It's very close to the first down stick. And by the way, tonight's broadcast also being brought to you by Big Eyed Fish, with the best fish in Fort Wayne.
And it's a shame for Northside. That's going to come back to they're going to have holding on the offensive guard for Northside that time. So good connection of Deuce Taylor to get the ball to Ronald Collins Jr. but that play's coming back. So now we see Northside begins to hurt themselves with the penalties and really sloppy. And you see that sometimes with the emotions are high in big games, but neither one of these teams have really settled in yet.
Yeah, you would hope we're about midway through the second quarter, things would have settled down and they would just playing some straight-up football. But that will move the football back to the 15-yard line. So it'll be third down, 3rd and 37.
This is if you're South, you want to make the tackle and get off the field because you're going to get good field position.
Archers drop two safeties back. Empty backfield for Deuce Taylor. Screens the ball. Double pass coming up, maybe. Here's Collins, throws it back to the right side. He's got a catch at the 25-yard line and a run. The South side played it pretty well, though, Joe. It'll be a gain only up to the 35-yard line.
And I'm surprised they ran that play because, as Tommy said, Taylor's really favoring that left hand. And he looked pretty good catching the ball there with the sore left hand, but he takes a big hit. But good discipline by Southside to get back there, Joe, and to make the tackle and get him down.
There was another penalty
flag,
and that's a walk-off against the Legends. 5 yards, takes it back to the 10-yard line now. Well, hope you're enjoying tonight's game on SummitCitySports.com, located on Twitter at 260Sports. Sponsors also include El Azteca Mexican Restaurant and Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning.
Well,
what do you need a little heat tonight in the house?
I know, it's coming on. What do you call here? It's third down in the oyster bar, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you call here? I mean,
you don't have too many of those plays on the blackboard, do you?
Nah, I think you run a draw with the Holiday Robinson, but for South, really, Joe, a chance, as poorly as South has played in this game, a chance to get some field position. And, we're getting close to the halftime. We're not too far off. South could tie this up, so Northside has just been extremely sloppy in the second quarter.
Remember, a week ago they had Carroll down. Well, actually, it was Chargers 7-0 at halftime.
Well, that's interesting. Looks like South's just gonna refuse the penalty, and I would have took the penalty there. I would have backed them up and rolled the dice, but Coach Norfleet decides to refuse the penalty, and Northside will punt here on 4th down.
So the Archers should get very, very good field position out of this. Jalen Harris, see if he's back there to do the punting. He is. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a delay on the field. Southside makes a player change, and now let's see. Referee Jason McCamick coming over to talk to Roosevelt Norfleet, I believe. Well, looking ahead, next Friday night the Archers travel to Bishop Luers, and the Legends, they're at back home at Chambers Field next Friday night, taking on Northrop. Our Friday Night Lights feature will be at Zollner Stadium, home of the Concordia Cadets. They'll be hosting the Carroll Chargers.
Looking forward to seeing Amir Drew next week and Coach Manigo with the multiple formations in the offense. So that should be a lot of fun next week, and we'll see how Carroll is after the big game with Homestead tonight, how they are next week against Concordia. So I think the players are a little rusty, and I think the referees are a little rusty too, because now they're going to let Southside accept that penalty, and now it's going to be third down for Northside again. So
you got players running off the field, you got players running onto the field, officials conferring.
This kind of reminds me of me on Saturday mornings with my JFL kids. We're running to the bathroom, we're trying to WD-40 the snaps on the helmets, and we're just running around, and I come home in the afternoon and I collapse because I'm so exhausted.
Well, now the ball will be back at the Northside 10. It's third down, so they're going to run a play, Joe. They're not going to punt. Deuce Taylor's got motion left to right. And looks to roll to his right side, sets his feet, puts one up, down, and that one is nearly picked off, and then on a deflection. Was it caught by North?
Caught by North on a deflection, goes right through Southside's defender out there. Looked like Devontae Williams had his hands on the ball for Southside, and on the carom, Northside gets a big play, and it's not going to be a first down, but for field position, that is absolutely huge.
Well, it'll be fourth down and still about 15 yards to go, but Northside's got the They'll be punting with the ball at their own 40-yard line. That's a big difference from the 10.
Southside's going to hate that tape in the morning because that was a pick 6 that time.
Bunty Alford moves back in punt return, and once again we're going to have a timeout called. This one by Southside with 6:46 remaining. 7-0 Northside here at Jack Weicker Stadium. We'll be back after this. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about
Jalen Harris back in punt formation, I should say, waiting for the snap at his own 25-yard line. 2 back for the Archers, 1 tie and a shoe, and meanwhile the whistle's blew. That might be an official's timeout.
He threw a penalty. It's going to be a false start, Joe.
It will go against the north side.
Wow. And we've totally lost the flow of the game because there's so many penalties, and neither team can really get that momentum in the flow.
So South, they'll move up to their own 35. And here comes the kick away. They'll let that one bounce. And takes a bit of a roll for the north side down inside the 35-yard line. So Archers with 6:34 remaining in the first half. They'll get the football back and trailing only 7-0 here at home. And tonight's game being brought to you in part by Acme Bar and Grill, located at 1105 East State Boulevard. Also by Kurt's Mio Power Wash, and by Indiana Wesleyan University. You can visit them on the web at indwes.edu.
They don't get any bigger tomorrow for St. Francis, do they?
2 undefeateds in Indianapolis. That'll be a night game. St. Francis Cougars against the Marion University Knights. Twins in the backfield. They'll hand it off and looking for a seam and cut up across right tackle. Across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
They've had some success with that, Joe. You know, being able to run that ball off tackle. Looked like that was Matthew Morris that time, but they've had some success with running that ball on the single cut to the inside.
Again, same set, 2nd down and 5. This time they give it to the up back, but north side, they will respond. That'll be a no gain and a loss.
Yeah, I really like how LaShawn Miller tracks to the football. And a player who's really underrated this year too, Joe, that we've talked about him, is Arian McCarter. He has just been awesome from the corner position, only a junior.
Ashton Johnson got that call, the 220-pounder in the running back, and now we've got another timeout because we've got an injury down. It looks like another one of the Archers. So we've got another stoppage of play here with 5:59 remaining. And once again, with that injury timeout, we have a stoppage of play, and it's brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine, a winning combination with the IHSAA. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
No, not. With Joe Auburn, we're back here at Weicker Stadium. 7-0 Legends. Have not been able to get the glasses on the injured Archer down there. Continue to work on him, Joe.
Good night for football in rivalry week. You know, East Noble's out on Columbia City early in that big game in the county.
What a big difference from a week ago, right?
Oh, huge difference. I mean, a week ago we were looking for drinks, weren't we? I mean, the sweating. But how about Snyder, 21-7 over Northrop? So that's interesting. That's the first rivalry game on the turf out there that those two are playing. Dwanger's rolling along, 20-0 over Bishop Luers. So
you mentioned turf, and I'm not sure the specifics, but was it Kirk, athletic director at Northside, thought he was telling us there are some plans over the next, 1 to 2 years to add turf into some of the SAC schools.
Yep. And I believe South is the next one in line, and we'll be getting their turf next summer. So how nice will that be? And, boy, could you imagine some of those Southside teams of the past on turf? You talk about track meets. But, yeah, and then I believe Northside's after that. So it's good to see. It's kind of a staggered schedule, but it's good to see that turf come in for these teams.
You know,
so
you had the term years ago with the old St. Louis Rams, but the greatest show on turf, and you could have used that for Southside if they were playing some of those old teams. By the way, they're bringing the cart out, so this looks like a little bit more of a serious injury that they don't want to take a chance with, and you hope it's just precautionary.
Yeah.
But let's take another timeout, 30-second break. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket. Good call, sir. Well, you look at this series between North and Southside over the last 35 years, Northside does have a pretty good commanding edge, 24 wins, and Southside has got 13. But South has won 2 of the last 3 meetings. That win against Wayne a couple of weeks ago, Joe, for your Archers, that was their first victory since beating Northside here 2 years ago. So wins have been hard to come by.
I think early on South was pretty dominant in this series, but I know in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, Northside really dominated the series.
Well, the good news is the Archer player is sitting up, but they're taking him out, and looks like a leg injury.
Yeah, lower leg injury. That's a shame.
It's a layman.
Quickly, Joe, as we have a moment to go around the platform, Snyder 21, Northrop 7, Homestead 14, Carroll 6, Dwanger 20, Bishop Luers nothing, and Wayne's ahead of Concordia now 8-7. So Wayne's playing hard, hoping they can get a win.
Want to get the number? Looked like that was Fred Starks.
And a big play in that Homestead game. Homestead was up 14-6 and just fumbled at the goal line, Joe. So Carroll gets a break there.
Again, here is a pass coming into the flats, but again, it's going to be a fingertip catch near side. And that'll be a big gainer down inside the 35-yard line. So the Archers, I didn't think they had a prayer of converting on that. That ball was caught by Trevor Hapner, and I mean, Joe, that was highlight film type.
That was beautiful. Only the sophomore, 5'10", 190. He's caught 9 passes for 152 yards and a touchdown. Tremendous athlete, plays both ways, and that time he just shows you the hands as he runs underneath that, and the best play for South.
Didn't think he had a prayer. Again, they run a sweep to the right side. Good lead block, cut at the 25-yard line, and they'll have much more downfield, close to the, well, I should say down inside the 25, close to the 20-yard line, and suddenly the Archers are putting a drive together.
Yeah, you've got some momentum. They're getting out of the huddle. They're running the plays. Looked like Matthew Morris that time running the ball, Joe, on the cutback. But now that South offensive line is starting to fire off, and they're starting to push Northside around.
Yeah, it's Ashton Johnson in there, the big running back. As Roosevelt Norfleet wants to go with size, the 220-pound running back. We have a timeout on the field. Legends trying to regroup. 5:29 remains here in the first half. 7-0 Legends with a stoppage down below. And this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Archers stay with the youngsters, Matthew Morris and Ashton Johnson in the backfield. Now they've got twins off to the right side, and here's a run off tackle, and that'll be no gain right back at the 20-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Jacob Lambert stepped into the breach there, and there was nowhere to run to.
Yeah, tremendous prospect. 6'6", 280, can play offensive tackle, can play defensive tackle, and he just blows that play up that time. So South's going to be forced to throw the football, and as good a catch that Hafner had last time, it'd be interesting to go back to him, another one of those drag routes.
Matthew Morris offset to the right side. They'll give the ball to him. Follows, he's got a seam, cuts it up inside the 15, and he's down to the 10-yard line and more. They'll spot it inside the 10, down close to the 7, and Matthew Morris with a nice run.
Good feet to cut that ball upfield and get a big play, and South likes to attack at those tackles with the run game, Joe, and that was a good play for Southside and maybe a chance to tie this game up right before halftime.
First and goal for the Archers, down 7-0, but inside well of the red zone and trying to tie this game up, and it's going to be timeout called by Southside with 4:42 remaining. And we'll be back once again. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Well, Northside came in with a record of 2-4, and Joe, they need one more win to give them their most victories since going 4-6 back in 2015. It's not been easy for either of these teams in the recent past.
No, this is a big game for both of them because you need that momentum because both of them have winnable games next week.
Under center, Clark looks, gives it off, and there's Ashton Johnson off tackle to the right, brings it inside the 5 down to about the 2-yard line.
And he's a load. You mentioned it, Joe. 6'2", 220. And I think that's being kind to Ashton to list him at 220, but that's a load coming down that tackle. And good defense for Northside to get him down, but I think Southside's found something running that football between the tackles.
Hafner caught the pass that gave him a chance. He's in tight to the left side. Also got a wingback out there now. Twins in the backfield once again. It's a quarterback keeper call, and into the end zone, touchdown for Clark.
That's a great play call by Coach Norfleet because Northside was loading up thinking they were going to get Ashton Johnson, and Demir Clark goes on the quick count and gets the quarterback sneak for a touchdown. So Southside puts a nice drive together, Joe, and I think the big play on that drive was the catch by Hafner to get the ball down the field. So one of the better drives this season for Southside, and we got ourselves a good game.
Now comes the extra point. They've not made one all year, Joe. They're 0 for 8, and I believe they're going to go for 2 to try to take the lead. So this will be a 2-point try for conversion. Clark under center, looks and dropped the football. And here's a roll to the left side. He's going to go in for the two-point conversion. It looked like a broken play. I thought he dropped the ball. He just rotated, pivoted around to his left and scored.
I thought so too. Maybe we can just call that one a trick play. But it works for South, and they get the conversion, and they grab a lead, Joe. How big is that for Southside? It's been a while since we've had the lead.
8-7 Archers with a timeout down below. 4:04 remains in the half, and we'll be back. IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 12:50 the ticket.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about.
With a touchdown and the two-point conversion, it was Jalen Lattimore who is backup quarterback, a sophomore at 6'2", 220, so he packed plenty of beef on that frame. The bottom line is that Southside's got the one-point advantage headed, well, are they going to be headed to halftime with a lead? Still 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining for the Legends to try to answer that score.
And a good drive for Southside, and no mistakes on that drive for Southside. So, and I tell you, Lattimore looked quick behind center. I thought that was Clark, but after he turned around, that was a little bit too big to be Clark, wasn't it?
Here comes the kickoff now for the Archers. And it'll be handled at the 20-yard line. Spread ahead carry to the 30. It's Jalen Harris looking to turn the corner. Strung out, and he'll have a gain out to the 40-yard line. So North will have very good field position. Still just short of 4 minutes remaining until halftime. And we know that Deuce Taylor, he's got quite an arm.
Yeah, he does. And we'll see if Northside can get some, really get their timing back and get going. They've really sputtered on offense in the second quarter, and another penalty on Northside. So that's going to push them back to a legal block that time, Joe. So Northside is just shooting themselves in the foot, and with all these weapons on offense, they just can't seem to get their timing.
Yeah, both teams have been hampered by the yellow laundry here in this first half, but most recently it's been Northside, and penalty's going to move them back to their own 30-yard line. And they will have first down and 10. Nice, cool evening. No threat of rain. 57 degrees at kickoff. Light winds. They've grown lighter. Shotgun formation. Taylor, two-step drop. Looks to throw. Pumps, pulls it down. Throws the middle's got a man downfield. Ball is caught inside the 40-yard line. And here come the Legends. First and 10 just outside the South 35.
And how about that throw? Just sticks it on the seam route. And Jordan Turner makes a phenomenal catch to go up and get that.
You were talking about it. When are they going to go to Jordan Turner? They did then and there.
Yeah, that's their offense there. When Deuce Taylor can plant that back leg, Joe, he could just push that ball down the field and attack defenses.
Two wide to the left now, including Rodney Woods and Ronald Collins. It'll be first and 10 at the 36 of South. And Deuce Taylor can eat up yardage in a hurry with that strong arm. Wants to throw again. Rush is coming. Looks and gets rid of it. Incomplete. That was more to save his life than anything else.
Yeah, that was a broken play that time. That was a good rush by South, but Northside just had some busts on the route that time. So sometimes you want to get in a hurry and go, but you got to make sure you got that proper play called, and you got plenty of time here before the half. Maybe you can run Holiday Robinson a little bit, loosen them up, and then come back outside to maybe Turner or Woods.
Second down and 10, still with North at the south side 36-yard line. They'll work from the right side hash mark. That'll create trips wide to the left. Running back, Holiday Robinson, offset to the left. Blitz coming up the middle by South. Here's Deuce Taylor looks, throws the ball. That one is going to be what? Caught?
Yep, incomplete.
Oh, incomplete.
Yeah, the ball was a little bit low. He was trying to get that football out there at that time to Rodney Woods. He liked Woods on the slant, but that pass rush for South is giving Deuce Taylor some fits. And what's interesting is that pass rush is coming up the middle, Joe, and as a quarterback, it's so difficult to throw that football when those defenders are in your face.
And you get the feeling Deuce Taylor wants to roll to his left, but remember, he's a right-handed quarterback. Now it's 3rd down and 10. Same set, 3 wide left. Again, the blitz being shown by South up the middle. They'll run the ball. Alex Holiday Robinson spun around. He won't get the first down. But he's got the ball down inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line. And it'll bring up 4th down and still about 6.
And I'm okay with that if I'm Northside with the idea. I go for it here. You run Holiday Robinson on 3rd down, which is going to slow up that south side rush. Now you come back and you throw the ball to the middle of the field, and you attack Southside down the field on this play.
Deuce Taylor now flip-flops his running back. Holiday Robinson to the right side. Taylor long count from line of scrimmage. One-handed catch on the snap. Rolls right. Looking, now throws back to the left. He's got a man and a catch at the 20 to the 15-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Northside as they're coming back now with a drive in the making. That ball was caught once again by number 11. That
Jordan Turner again. Yep, Turner makes himself available, and that's the vintage Deuce Taylor. The ability to move around the pocket, Joe, and have the composure then to deliver that football. So that's a great play by Deuce Taylor.
Ron Collins in the middle of 3 wide outs to the right side. Here's Taylor out of the gun once again. He's had some problems with the snaps because of that injured left hand, but he's been able to handle them by and large. And has got, again, hands to Alex Holiday Robinson, but he's swarmed upon right around the 11-yard line.
Looked like Daquan Reed that time for Southside came down from his defensive end position, makes the tackle. So pretty good defense with South, and if you're Northside, you got to keep moving. You've blown some timeouts, so you got to get in and get out of the huddle, and you can't take a lot of time on this.
Spotted at the 11. It'll be 2nd down and 9. If you're wondering, Northside's 0 for 1 in field goal attempts this year. Now we're down to 2 minutes exactly time remaining in the half. Northside, long count again. We're down to 5 on the play clock. Taylor ready to take the snap. 2-step drop, looks right, scrambles now. Looking, throws it hard. That one a diving attempt for it. Was it intercepted? Incomplete pass is the ruling, and that'll bring up 3rd down now. Joe getting ready to go down at field level, and which coach will he be talking to? Right now it's Southside and Roosevelt Northfleet. They've got the lead by 1, but there's still 1:45 remains in this first half, and this is a 3rd down call. 3rd and 9 at the 11. Legends can pick up a 1st down without scoring. Deuce Taylor again barking out the signals. They're down to 1 on the play clock. Wants to throw, looks, and that one just too high and incomplete. Nobody home. So will they bring in Romero, or will they try to pick up at least the 9-yard? Looks like they're going to attempt the field goal. So Benito Romero, 3 for 3 in extra points last week. We'll see where they spot that ball. This will be about a 30, 31-yard, depending where they spot the ball, right at the 20-yard line. That's to be from the left side hash mark. A little bit of an angle to it, left to right. 30 yards for the lead with 1:40 remaining in the second quarter. His kick is on the way long enough. It's tailing off to the left, and it's wide left. Incomplete. Should say not complete, not good. That kick wide left with 1:26, and the clock's still running. It'll leave it, though, 8-7. And let's see what we've got here. Was there a penalty? Let's hold on for a moment. Clock continued to run. It was at 1:27 with a missed 30-yard field goal. trying to get an explanation from Jason McCamick, our referee. He's coming over to talk to Coach Roosevelt Norfleet. But it will be no good with the field goal attempt, and Southside will take over the football now with 1:20 remaining in the half. The way everyone was moving around, thought there might have been some penalty assessed. But it remains 8-7 in favor of Southside. Let's see how the Archers play it now as they want to run the football. Nice spin play and work right side running room across the 25 up to about the 30-yard line. Quick hitting play that time. And Clark back in there running the football for a first down. Now the Archers want to play hurry-up offense. 1st and 10. In fact, they've got it at their own at the 29-yard line. Under center. Now here is Clark looking to throw the ball into the flats, and the ball is short hopped in there, incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 54 seconds remaining. And it'll be 3rd down coming up for the Green. 54 seconds on the clock. South giving up the early 7-0 lead to Northside, then coming back with a touchdown run. A 2-yard touchdown run by Jalen Lattimore, and then the 2-point conversion play that has given them a lead of 1. Clark out of the gun. Looks, gives ground, wants to throw back to the right side. He's got a catch by Hafner. Hafner evades one, cuts to the 35, to the 40-yard line. So he will have a first down. And still 46 seconds remaining. Hafner made a big catch on the drive that set up their touchdown. And the Archers hurry up the line of scrimmage of the clock. Still with 46 seconds remaining. Clark again rolls left, looking, wants to throw, and now continues to run. He's got slides down. It depends where he started that slide. He's right about midfield. If they give him the first down, then they look like they're going to move the chains, or will they? They're going to say it was a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1, but the clock is already down to 21 seconds. They've got to hurry. Clark again, this time rolls right side, looking, throws into the right corner, too far. Little crossing pattern intended down here. Incomplete pass. Covers McCarter was down here. Trying to hit Devontae Alford with a crossing pattern. That'll stop the clock now with 12 seconds remaining. Coach Roosevelt Norfleet with his quarterback here on the near sidelines and telling him what he wants to try to Xing up. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. Now the Archers hurry up the line of scrimmage. They'll spread 3 wide to the right, but the Archers are going to call a timeout. I believe if nothing else, they wanted to see how Northside had their defense set, and the Legends were dropping 4 back into coverage. So we have a timeout down below. It remains South by 1 here at home, 8-7. Timeout down below, and this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurtz Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to KurtzMio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's KurtzMio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
At the end of the half, before your spot break. Third down a yard for the Archers. They've got it right at midfield. Still need a yard to pick up the first down, but the clock is the big factor with 12 seconds remaining. Depending on what you call time for 1, 2 plays. It's got to be quick, though. Shotgun formation once again. They'll work from the left side hash mark. 3 wide to the right. Dropping the throw. Stepping up. Wanting to scramble. Now a run to the left side. And they will have the first down, and still with 4 seconds on the clock. So South will have it at the 45-yard line. Lattimore that time came back in there. So 1st and 10 South, but it should come down to this one final play. South making a change also as Jalen Lattimore will stay in there at quarterback. Hafner in tight to the left side for South. 3 wide to the right side. Lattimore out of the gun. 2-step drop. Looks, throws with a left hand down the middle. That one is incomplete. And that will take us to halftime. But South has recovered to lead it by 1, 8-7. And we'll get ready to go down with Joe Walburn and Roosevelt Northfleet. Get a chance to chat with him.
Hey, Joe, I'm down here with Coach Northfleet. Coach, it felt like in the second quarter you guys did a nice job with your offense. You got that nice drive, that big catch by Hafner, and you guys took control a little bit.
Well, that first quarter, we gave away, by making mistakes again, not completing our assignment. Then we fumble the ball and give it right back to them. Then we jump offside. I think we had about a good 7 penalties in the first quarter alone. That's going to kill any team. And we turn it around a little bit in that second quarter. Hopefully we come back out in the second half, and I'm expecting us to be mistake-free.
Yeah, and defensively, I thought you did a nice job with Taylor. You kind of kept him corralled, and you did a nice job with the back, Robinson.
Well, both of them good players. Both of them D1 recruits, and we got to pay attention to those guys. And our guys are doing a hell of a job, maintaining those guys and doing what they do on their responsibility with the defense.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach. So, Coach Northfleet's happy, Joe, and a little bit of momentum for South going into halftime.
Joe Walburn with our Parkview Sports Medicine interview at field level, and it is 8-7 Southside in the lead here at home by 1. We'll be going to our Indiana-Michigan Power halftime show after a timeout, and then don't forget we'll have the infomercial coming up after that break. It'll be from Indiana, actually from Flagstar Bank. Shauna Markley will join us talking about their new commitment to the local community here in Fort Wayne for Flagstar Bank. All coming up here, part of our halftime show. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Okay, let's see where you're at.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's KurtzMio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Especially here in the Midwest, the north central part of the country, and Flagstar figures with Fort Wayne in the acquisition quite prominently in the expansion plans. I didn't realize that just how big of Fort Wayne's importance is to Flagstar.
It's huge. Fort Wayne is actually the largest market that we have within the new Quad State area. Fort Wayne is huge for that. There's 13 branches just within the Fort Wayne area.
Well, we keep getting back to the aspect of commitment to the local community, and Flagstar Bank has been, I'm going to use the term, they put their money where their mouth is, by investing in these local communities. And I was really interested when I saw 85 different nonprofits sharing in some $440,000, receiving 5,000 grants from the Flagstar Foundation. And what caught my eye, Shauna, is that the Ewell A. Wilson Center here in Fort Wayne was one of the recipients, but it goes beyond that also.
Certainly. That goes for every branch. They actually went out into each branch. Our customers, we had 3 different nominations at our branches, and our customers physically voted for the nonprofit that they would like to see win that $5,000 grant. So we like to get our customers involved, get our community involved into, showing what we can do for them.
And you went beyond just the winners because there was some extra bucks around, and you went to the second place nominees as well.
Yeah, Genesis Outreach here at the Georgetown location actually received $5,000 because they were our second place nomination.
One of the things that carried over from Wells Fargo was the Day of Caring, and I know you've been involved with a lot of the local schools. Maybe you can talk a little bit more about that.
Certainly. We recently did a sponsorship with Snyder High School. It was their volleyball cancer benefit night. We set up a tabling event for them, talking about some of our savings accounts and some of our teen checking accounts that we offer for students, for the younger students as well, maybe not necessarily for checking age. Getting the parents involved, the faculty, the staff, just getting involved with that benefit night and showing them that we care.
Well, as we mentioned, a real commitment to the local community. That's what Flagstar Bank brings to Fort Wayne, but already making a huge and positive impact into the very fabric of the Fort Wayne community. Appreciate the visit tonight from Shauna Markley. Now let's get back to more high school football right here on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. And we are back. Let's check in with head coach Roosevelt.
Yeah, you can go ahead and run 3 minutes if you want it. Okay.
Factory invoice. Every vehicle on our entire lot at Glenbrook Hyundai. Brand new Elantras, brand new Tucsons. Every new Hyundai on our lot, thousands and thousands off MSRP. Actual factory invoice plus credit amnesty. If you bring home $350 a week, you get up to $30,000 in credit. $30,000. You pick the vehicle. We hand you the actual factory invoice. That's all you pay. You can get out of your lease or loan today, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Brand new Elantras, brand new Tucsons. Every new Hyundai on our lot, thousands and thousands off MSRP. Every vehicle, actual factory invoice. Shop online with streamlined purchasing at GlenbrookHyundai.com or come in for a flexible test drive. Think Hyundai. Glenbrook Hyundai on Coldwater Road next to Red Lobster. Call 800-HYUNDAI. GlenbrookHyundai.com. GlenbrookHyundai.com.
With so many deals on the new $1, $2, $3 menu at McDonald's, it's like there's levels to the value. Level 1. Any size soft drink, McChicken, or small fries, just $1. Level 2. Order up a triple cheeseburger for only $2. Level 3. Or level up to amazing value with a $3 bundle. A McDouble and medium fries or ranch snack wrap and medium fries, just $3. Yum. Only at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Bigger than any box score, local sports are a victory for the entire community. Building up leaders, breaking down barriers, connecting generations, teaching integrity, blazing a trail, sparking our economy. That's why Meijer sponsors hundreds of local sports teams throughout the Midwest. From Little League to the big leagues, uniforms to stadiums, Meijer knows when we support the home team, we all win.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late. Momper Insulation.
At Flagstar Bank, we know quality doesn't come from taking shortcuts. That's why Flagstar bankers work with you and take the time to get to know your goals. At Flagstar, we understand that listening to your needs goes into crafting something truly special. Your success. It may not be the easy solution, but at Flagstar, you can always trust that it's the right one for you. Flagstar Bank. What solutions can we craft for you? Flagstar Bank is an equal house.
Anybody's ball game here as we get ready in a matter of minutes for the start of the second half. 8-7 in favor of Southside. Started out with North grabbing the early lead after a fumble recovery at the North 48. Legends took over the football, and that paved the way for a 10-yard touchdown run by Alex Holiday Robinson at the 6:30 mark. Benito Romero came on to add the extra point. 7-0 Legends at the end of the first quarter. Actually, I had another fumble recovered. South took over at the 38-yard line, but that did not pay any dividends as far as a score on the board. But finally, Archers would get things rolling. About midway through the second quarter, started to establish a run game. Started running some of the big boys, namely Ashton Johnson and Matthew Morris. Found some holes, and then a big clutch throw by Demir Clark. A little wheel route run by Trevor Hepner here to the near sidelines. Over-the-shoulder catch on his fingertips and gave him possession into North territory, and that would paved the way for a 2-yard touchdown run by Jalen Lattimore, who came in at quarterback, ran into the end zone. Then a decision for Roosevelt Norfleet, because this Archer team had gone 0 for 8 in extra point attempts. They would try for 2. And it looked like a broken play, but a little pivot run, a spin play back to the left side into the corner of the end zone, resulted in the 2-point conversion, and that's where we are right now, 8-7 in favor of Southside. North did finally have a chance late in the first half, but field goal went wide left, a missed field goal attempt by the Legends, and that keeps it a lead for South at 1 at 8-7. Cool evening here at Jack Weicker Stadium. Started out 57 degrees at kickoff with winds out of the northeast at 7 miles an hour. We're waiting for the teams to come out. Joe Walburn will be trying to get in touch with Mike Brevard if he can. And we'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the start of our second half and hopefully a visit with Joe and the coach from Northside when we return. 8-7 South with a timeout. And this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Can a power company provide more than energy? Can it inspire young minds, rebuild lives, and ignite the economic growth of a community? Can it honor the past while energizing the future? At Indiana Michigan Power, we're doing more than we expected with energy. We're working together, investing in the lives of the community, all to create a better future. That's not just energy. That's boundless energy. Indiana Michigan Power. Boundless energy. See more at indianamichigan.com/boundless.
You might be one of those people who looks forward to cooler weather. And that's all well and good, but Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that summer ain't over till we say it's over. So they're still rolling with the summer clearance event with savings across the board. Get a 2019 Dodge Challenger Hemi for $389 a month with no money down. Or drive off in a 2019 Durango SXT all-wheel drive blacktop edition for $395 a month. Offers valid to qualified lessees. Minimum down payment required for Durango on select models. See dealer for complete terms and details. And don't forget that Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram also has finance approval plans to get you into the vehicle you want. Back to school, football preseason, sure, fine. But it's still summer, brothers and sisters. Celebrate by hitting the summer clearance event happening now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram under the giant American flag on Coliseum or always online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late.
Well, I'm going by Joe's body language, but that could be a little bit misleading. He's giving me some false cues. How you doing? Good to see you. Well, Northside's coming out. Okay, I tell you what, come back after the spot.
Joe, I'm down here with Coach Brevard. Coach, a little bit of a sloppy first half. Defensively, you guys are doing a nice job. They got the one pass play. But offensively, what was the message to the kids at halftime?
Just do your job. You know, right now, it's a game of momentum. So as you've seen it, when we had the momentum, we was driving. When they had the momentum, they were driving. All we need to do is just control what we can control.
Defensively, I think you guys did a pretty good job. Southside's kind of shuffling quarterbacks now. Do you see any adjustments in the second half defensively?
No, we just got to play assignment sound. They made a few, they extended that drive with that play-action pass, and all that is just eyes on the defensive backs.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach. Thanks for making time.
Joe Auburn with head coach Mike Brevard of Northside. His team led early 7-0. And now they trail by 8-7 to start this second half. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with quarter 3 coming up here at Jack Weicker. It's the battle between North and South. And right now, the South has got a 1-point lead. IHSAA football right here on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. 2 more.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
Copy. And here we are, the battle for the totem pole in week number 6 in Joe Auburn. You're not going to believe this, but tournament draws coming up a week from Sunday on October the 13th. Hard to believe, right?
It's hard to believe, and you can kind of sense that urgency now as we get deeper into the season. Really, this second half is urgency for both teams. For Northside, if you can win this game tonight, Joe, you got a winnable game next week with Northrop, then you got Concordia, so maybe a chance to go into the playoffs 5-4. And for Southside, you've got Lures next week. That's a winnable game too. So urgency in the second half. Couple observations. Deuce Taylor really has that left hand wrapped up, and I tell you what, says so much about his character to come out here and play. I was a little bit critical on those snaps in the first half. After seeing that wrap at his hand at halftime, I totally understand. He's an absolute warrior to be out here playing in this game. And for Southside, Jeff Mahoney made a good observation. Southside's alternating those quarterbacks, and I like the idea of putting Jalen Lattimore in there, Joe. It gives Southside a little bit more size, a little more pump with that run game, and that's been the difference. But I tell you what, big second half. Both teams desperately want this game.
Devontae Alford is back deep in kick return for the Green. They're moving from right to left as we look at. He's averaging over 17 yards a kick return this season. He's had a long of 37. See if they kick to him. It's coming down. No, it'll come the other way. And out of the 10, return across the 20 to the 25. And now a gang tackle, and they're pushing the pile up across the 30. And it will be 1st and 10 for Southside in the lead here at home by 1 over Northside 8-7.
And quickly, Joe, we're not going to see Kyle Caudell the rest of the game. He has a hyperextension on his knee. He's going to be okay, but he can't play the rest of the game, and he's disappointed. 6'4", 220, the senior. He told me on the sideline he wants to play so bad in this, but got to take care of that knee and come back and maybe possibly play next week.
You know how it is. You remember the little nagging injuries. You want to get in there. And
it's your senior year, and you want to play so bad, and all your brothers are out there playing hard, so it's a tough break for Kyle.
Southside, 1st and 10. They've got it at their own 30-yard line, moving right to left. Here's a deep handoff, and the second back through, cuts it up the middle, stumbles across the 35, and all the way to the 41-yard line, very close to a first down.
I tell you, that's a good run by Johnson, Joe. I mean, that's good feet to get down the field for Southside, and that quick little just split backfield off-tackle run has been successful for South. The Northside just hasn't had an answer for that, and if I'm Northside, maybe you want to cheat in a little bit and get a little bit bigger up front.
And Roosevelt Northway may have found something. These youngsters, Ashton Johnson and Matthew Morris, they've really been employed the last couple of weeks. Now a little misdirection inside. No. LaShawn Miller came right through there. It was intended to be a little counter sweep to the right side. Nothing doing.
And you had an interesting observation last week with Miller and Redmond. You said they're so fast and they react and attack and can run to the football, and maybe that's the adjustment for Southside. When Southside can run that play inside, Joe, and slam that ball in there right away, they've had success. But anything that's kind of a reverse or a misdirection, it seems like either Redmond or Miller track the play down.
Loss of 3, 2nd down and 13. Move that ball back inside the South 40 to the 38-yard line. Archers hurry up the line of scrimmage, but the play clock just expired, and looks like they did take a timeout to avoid the 5-yard delay of penalty call. So timeout Southside. And it remains 8-7 in favor of the Archers. We'll be back in 30 seconds. IHSAA football right here on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Glad you could join us tonight for high school football, and a reminder that contributing sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible include Kelly Automotive Group with 1,000 new vehicles and over 500 pre-owned for your display, and Tom Steele Tire with 2 locations in Fort Wayne. And how about Big Eyed Fish? What they are voted They have the best fish in Fort Wayne. I'll testify to that. Here's a give to the, no, it's a play action fake. They want to throw the ball left side. That incomplete, intended for Hafner. We made a great catch earlier in the ball game, and about midway through that second quarter, Joe, that set up their what turned out to be a go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah, and Clark had him early on that play. Joe, he just didn't get the ball out fast enough, and then when he did, he had his arm hit on that play. So good push up front in the rush for Northside, and Clark's just got to be faster because Hafner is flashing open early on those routes.
Archer's trying to reach the 49 of Southside on this snap. They've got it at their 38, third down and 13. They're just 21% on third down conversions. Double wing on the attack. Play action fake. Rushes on and getting away. Here's a run up to midfield and much more sliding down. It'll be a 1st and 10 at the Northside 43-yard line.
And we talk so much about the pocket presence of Deuce Taylor. That time you see it from Demir Clark, the ability to recognize man-to-man coverage and tuck the football, and there was nothing but grass in the middle of the field. So good decision for Clark, and it really gets this drive going, Joe.
How did he get away? There was 3 legends right there.
Yeah, he just ducked underneath him and tucked that football and got upfield. I was surprised South wanted to roll him out to the left, but Clark shows you the kind of athlete that he is to make that play.
Hafner again in tight to the right side. Got a wing back lined up right to his right. Here's motion back left to right. And a sweep coming up the left side. And running room again. Angled run, left side and out of bounds. And another creative call by Roosevelt Norfleet.
Yeah, that time the sweep works because the end gets hooked. And Northside goes with the big back. So a good play call there, Joe. And I got a deal for Torrey Curry. He's a great AD out here. I got a deal for him. I will pay for new uniforms.
I know what's coming.
But they have to be white with the numbers, okay? Because first of all, I want to recognize these kids, and I want to be able to see, and we are having our workout tonight. That's the deal if you're listening, Torrey Curry. I will pay for new uniforms, but Joe Parsons and I have to come out and make sure that we can read the numbers.
That's the deal. That was Devontae Alford, by the way, on the carry. 1st and 10 now at the 32-yard line. Again, play clock expired, and this one caught Southside. That'll cost them 5 yards.
And that's where, Rosie's got to get that play in quicker. And I know it's easy for me to sit up here and be a little bit critical, but all night long, South snapping that so late in the shot in the play clock, Joe. They got to get that play in. You got to keep moving, especially after a big play. You want to keep that momentum and keep your timing going.
So now it'll be 1st and 15. Now at the Legion's 37-yard line. Hafner stays tight to the right side. Got the 2 setbacks in there. No, check it. It's a quick hitting play, and they've got a catch at the 35 to the 30. And another 1st down for South. No, they'll be short of the 1st down, but only by about 2-3 yards.
Yeah, that's a great play call because South has so much speed on the outside, and that ball is out of Clark's hands so quick on that, Joe. That's so effective. So that's a play South can come back to, and that will loosen up the middle for that run game.
Yeah, a little bubble screen very quickly. Now they have Matthew Morris into the backfield. Offset to the left side. Clark, short drop, pump fake. Looks being pursued, got away. Now rolls to the right, throws to the corners, got a man out there, the ball diving for it, incomplete. Well, that was close to 6 for the Archers.
That was a great play in the pocket by Clark and just laid it out there and just couldn't make that connection. So Northside's lucky on that, Joe.
So that'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and short 2 for the Archers. Obviously, they'll feel their 4-down yardage area. They've got it at the 24-yard line now.
I'd probably come back with one of those big backs and run between the tackles, Joe.
Clark brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Got Marcus White Allen up on the wing. And they'll hand it deep, off-tackle run, second effort. Let's see if they got there inside the 30-yard line to about the 28, maybe into the 27. And now it's going to be short by about a yard.
Yeah, I thought he had a little bit more push on that, but Northside runs to the ball and does a good job to put him down. That was the Redmonds that time, and LaShawn Miller making that play. So Here we go in the third quarter, Joe. You can bookmark this. This is a big fourth down.
Big call coming up for Southside and also for Northside, trailing it by 1.
I would have gone with Lattimore at quarterback this time and just snuck it, just like for the touchdown, Joe.
Got Matthew Morris as the fullback in that twin set. Now looking away is Clark. And again, did they call a timeout? They
sure did
to save the delay of game. And, well, it saves them 5 yards, but now that's their second timeout used. With 8:06 remaining yet in this third quarter, it remains 8-7 South with a stoppage down below. And this is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Fourth down and a yard for the Archers. They break out of the huddle, come back onto the field. Yeah, both teams had a chance to set. By the way, Lattimore is back in there. Lattimore and at quarterback. Under center now, calls his own number, straight ahead push. Looked like he had enough initially. And it will be 1st and 10 Southside.
Yeah, it's going to be close. That wasn't a great spot, but I think he's got just enough, Joe. And quickly to go around with the scores on the Summit City platform. Snyder 42, Northrop 14. So Snyder playing better, making a statement. How about this one? Homestead 21, Carroll 15. So a dogfight out northwest in Allen County. Dwenger was rolling at the half, 40-0 over Bishop Luers, last report. And Concordia and Wayne is turning into a good game. 23-16 Concordia over Wayne. So good scores out there, good matchups, and close games on rivalry week.
Southside now has it 1st and 10 at the Legends. Well, let's hold on. They're going to bring the chains out and measure. You were right, Joe. Maybe
he got a poor spot.
The best spot
I thought he had it, but I thought he got a really poor spot. And this is going to be a little bit closer than what it should have been.
And he's got it.
Yeah.
By the length of a football.
Now that's momentum for South. Now if I'm South, I get the play and I get out of the huddle and I get rolling, because right now you've got momentum. Let's not just stand the huddle and pat ourselves on the back. Let's get moving and let's get the play in and let's attack. This is danger time for Northside and an opportunity for South to really seize the momentum and take advantage in this game.
Archers at the Legends 22-yard line. Full house backfield now. Everybody in tight. And they run the football, and Northside this time stops it for a short gain, maybe to the 21 for a pickup of about a yard.
Northside's got some pretty good size in there with Jacob Lambert. And I got to be honest, I don't like the play call of packing them all in because South has so much speed. I liked it more when they had the two big backs and they had the threats on the outside. So, good stop with Northside to make that tackle, Joe, and not become 2nd and long.
Manny Knight checks in. He's at left half. And again, the full house set. And here's a play action fake and a roll to the right. Here is Clark looking to make a move in a play, and he's going to be knocked down for a loss back outside the 15-yard line.
And that's a heck of a play again by number 9, Theo Redmond. Every time we come out and do Northside, it just seems like Theo Redmond gets a sack or a tackle for a loss and makes a big play. So good defense with Northside, but I got to be honest with you, I don't like what South's doing here with the full house backfield.
By the way, I said 15, but it's actually at the 25-yard line now, but it will be 3rd down and 13. That was a loss of 3. Clock approaching 6.5 minutes, time remaining in this third quarter. Still no score since halftime when it was 8-7. Now 2 wide to the left side of the field. And here is a read option, and he'll pass into the flats, and they got a wide open catch at the 15-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. South makes a play.
That's a great play from the shotgun. They run the play action from the shotgun, and they get the wheel route to the outside. So great play call that time for Southside in the execution, and that's what I like. I like it when South spreads you out and then runs the play action off it. But good job by Clark, Joe, to get a nice catchable ball out there, and, man, a chance for South to put a little bit of distance between them and Northside.
First and goal at the 7-yard line. Shotgun formation once again. Clark on the read option and kept it himself and fell down. Tried to move quickly to his right.
The All-American Grasshopper makes that play, my friend.
That'll move the football out beyond the 10 now to the 12-yard line, so it'll be second down. That's a loss of 5.
And that time Clark saw what he wanted on the outside, and he wanted to get out of that fake so fast and deliver that football that he just got tripped up.
Got a running back offset to the right side. Shotgun formation, read option, now rolls to his right side and throws on the run late, and the ball knocked away. Late coverage by Northside. They had that receiver well bracketed.
It's going to be a penalty down. He was trying to go to Hafner in the end zone. It's going to be a penalty down, so we'll see what it is. Could be on South, the legal man downfield, but we'll see what the call is.
Yeah, ineligible receiver downfield against South.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you run that run-pass option. The longer you hold the football, the linemen are going downfield to throw a block, so that's a big penalty, and it's a shame because now this drive begins to stall for South.
Penalty is going to move the ball back. Remember, they had it at the 7, first and goal. Now it's at the 17, second down and goal at the 17-yard line. Northside trying to keep it a 1-point ball game. Here's Clark, short drop, looks, throws to the left side. He's got a man out there, and a dive for it. If he holds on, it's a touchdown. Touchdown. They had to wait and make sure.
How about that pass for Clark?
That's Javarius Jones on the catch, Joe.
Looked like Jones. It was a great route. It was the flag route where Clark is patient in the pocket, and Jones brings the defender in, and Clark is throwing to the corner of the end zone. How about that pass? And that's what Clark has done the last few weeks. He's made those big passes, and that's a huge play for Southside.
So now the Archers have scored the game's last 14 points. They lead at 14-7. And it looks like they're going to attempt another 2-point conversion. They hit earlier.
Yes,
what looks to be a little bit of a broken play.
Yeah, it's tough when you don't have a kicker.
Yeah, they were 0 for 8 in extra point attempts coming in. Clark rolls to the right, buying time, looking, dumps it off, and he's got the catch and a 2-point conversion again.
Excellent timing. Throwing that ball on time makes all the difference in the world. Looked like maybe that was the big back that time to get out there and caught that.
It was Marcus White Allen.
Okay, that's another name. I tell you what, South's got a lot of pieces on offense, but throwing that ball on time makes all the difference in the world.
So the Archers with points on the board in the second quarter, now here another 8 points in the third quarter, and they've extended their lead out to 16-7. It's a 2-possession lead. Going to keep things right here as the Archers will be kicking away from right to left. But now Northside's, they got to be thinking about some urgency.
Absolutely, and South came out and just took this ball down the field and just stuck it in the end zone against Northside. You're right, Joe. Northside's got to get this offense cranked up, and they got to get going. This is the best South has looked this year, Joe. And, you know, it's interesting because Coach Norfleet said it. If we could just cut the mistakes out and stop making the penalties, and that's exactly what they did there.
And you know what? You just took the words right out of Mike Brevard's mouth also.
Yeah.
Because it's been mistakes. Penalties have really hurt the Legends here tonight.
And there's good players on the field. When you can play clean football, it makes all the difference in the world.
Well, we know what Jalen Harris can do, and he's the middle of 3 deep kick returners. To our left for the Legends. Still 5-0 remains in this third quarter. Here comes the kick. And let's see, it'll be bounding through there, picked up by Harris. He's got it at the 20 and gets away, runs left side out to the 40, 45, and still on his feet up across midfield into south side territory, right around the 46, 45-yard line. We'll see where they say he stepped out of bounds, but obviously north side, as we've said so often tonight, especially early on, they have great field position to begin with.
Yeah, they have. They've had great field position. And on that special teams, that's well coached because they're disguising Harris in different positions back there. But you make a good point. Northside has had great field position tonight, and now with their offense, it's go time. It's time to attack, throw the ball down the field, and see if you can get going.
They've got it at the south 45-yard line. Deuce Taylor in the quarterback. South shows blitz. And Alex Holiday Robinson not going anywhere. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think he did, though.
That's
He's
just too slow.
About a yard.
That's just too slow, and that's Latimer getting in there and making that tackle. And what Taylor has to do is you got to make that decision faster because that sophomore linebacker is really quick at the point of attack for Southside.
You talked about it early, though. He's got that heavily gloved left hand. It's hard not only to handle the snaps, but to hand it off. And now here's Taylor looking to throw. Pump fake, rolls to his right. Now steps up, but wrapped up, gets away, and then hammered right at the 45. So all that running gets the yard back to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, it does. And a good rush with South. And nice job of staying in their lanes and getting him corralled. But you have to wonder, your point, Joe, how much is that wrap slowing him down? But it's just tough to hand that ball off. And it's tough. It seems like he's a little bit slow getting that ball out tonight.
Yeah, you just don't have that dexterity and that hand, that feel, the good feel of the ball to be sure with those good, sure-handed handoffs. 2 wide either side of the field, but motion back by Collins near side. Here's Taylor looking right. Now throws, and he's got a diving catch. Are they going to rule it incomplete? Rodney Woods went down.
Yeah, that ball skipped. And Taylor's going to hate that one in the morning because if Taylor just sets his feet and throws a good ball, Woods is right open on that. So now it's decision time. What do? You got 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. I would gamble here and go for it, Joe. And I would try to maybe come back with the screen or something with Holiday Robinson.
Got to get to the 30-yard line. The South crowd on homecoming and senior night coming alive here at Weicker Stadium. Spread offense for the Legends, 2 wide either side. Then they had 2 men in motion. Now they reset. Here's Taylor dropping the throw. Looks, loads, throws right side. He's got a man open, and right through the outstretched hands, Ryan Collins had it for a moment, and he might have scored.
And Collins got to make that catch. That was a dart. That's the best throw we've seen of the night from Taylor. And that's an NFL-type throw with that hash to across the far side to put that dime on Collins. And Collins normally makes that catch, but South is lucky that he doesn't pull that one in. That would have been a touchdown possibly, Joe.
So South gets the ball back, leading it by 9. Still 3.5 minutes time remaining in this 3rd quarter. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Shotgun formation in. Here's a quick screen coming near side. And that's well defended by Northside for a loss back around the 40-yard line. They complete the pass, but the Legends reacted very well and quickly.
Yeah, Ontrell Franklin that time comes up and makes the tackle, so good defense for Northside to stop that play. And if I'm South, man, I'd come back with the big backs, Joe, and I'd pound the middle and run some play action.
Clock runs inside of 3 minutes now, time remaining in this 3rd quarter. Clark came over, had a word with his coaching staff, now back in the huddle. They come up to the line of scrimmage, play clock at 10. Now they show kind of a bunch lineup, but tight to the right side under center. Here's a little bit of a wing back, and then again, Northside defends that so very well for a loss.
And that's
North's making some adjustments now.
They are, and that's the old counter play, Joe. And North's linebackers tracked that play real nice to get down and make that tackle. So that was LaShawn Miller making the tackle. But, man, we're seeing some old school football tonight too, my friend.
And that was Marcus White Allen on the carry. Tried to come back a little counter run to the left side, and suddenly it's 3rd down and 14. Archers are moving a little bit backwards. Shotgun formation now for Clark. Rolls right, buys time, comes back and wrapped up and dropped back at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, got the pressure up front, Joe, but Clark's got to let that ball go. He had Hafner on the post, and he's just got to trust it and let that ball go. It was Lambert on the sack getting in there, and he just blew that whole play up.
Trevor Hafner will be in to punt the ball. Waits at his own 21-yard line. Had 6 punts against Carroll here last week. Averaged 32.3 yards a punt. Long of 42. Rush is coming. Got it away. Line drive punt. That'll be fielded on the fly. Here's a return up the midfield. 45-40. Left sidelines. And again, north side. Oh, wow. Look out. It went into one of the kicker's nets.
That's Turner out there making the play. Let's hope he's okay, Joe. That was pretty bad.
No,
but
he pops up.
Hey, he's a warrior. The ability to come up and to catch that ball. I thought he had a chance of maybe fumbling that. That was a very difficult catch. But Turner shows you the hands and the athlete he is, and that's a huge return. And maybe more importantly, some momentum for Northside.
Joe, that's one of those plays where you're yelling from the sideline, no. Great,
exactly.
Great move, great play.
And I've never seen the net make a tackle like that, but I'm glad he's okay.
That was a sure tackle. So here come the Legends. They got it at the south 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Still just over a minute remains in quarter 3. North down, though, by 9. Taylor, short drop, looks left, fires, and that one's wide and incomplete.
Yeah, and he's just not sharp tonight, and it's just like you said, Joe, it's just holding that football. Having that left hand wrapped up, he's just not quite following through, and it's taken away a little bit of his accuracy. He's usually a tremendous accurate passer, but tonight that's just taken away a little bit of that accuracy, and you can see that difference, can't you?
You do, and it's a little bit of a confidence factor, too. Tommy Norris and I were watching him warm up, and he was casual and slinging that ball on the money like 40, 45 yards, but not so far tonight here in this game. High snap against Alex Holiday Robinson. Cuts to his left, steps out of one tackle. He's got the first down. His angles out of bounds somewhere inside the 25-yard line, right around the 22, maybe the 21.
And that's a good run, and that's what Northside needs to stay disciplined and continue to run the football, because Robinson any moment can make a big run, take it to the house, and that's going to keep Southside honest in the passing game. So it's tough when you get behind, but you don't want to abandon your run game.
Ryan Collins wide left. In fact, they'll have 2 wide either side. Spread offense now. Rodney Woods wide to the right. There's a penalty flag thrown here on the near sideline. Was Northside lined up wrong?
I don't know what that was. I guess maybe false start with Northside, but those penalties that Coach Brevard spoke about, it's so frustrating because that was 3rd and 1. Now it becomes 3rd and 6. You got to get a whole different play in, and it takes you out of what you wanted to do.
That'll move. The penalty moves the ball back to the 26-yard line of Southside. Still 4 down yardage area, really. Clock stopped with 1:06 remaining. Got a nice crowd here on senior night and homecoming for the Archers.
Great night. A lot of enthusiasm out here tonight.
Alex Holiday Robinson, they flip-flop him to the left, motion back to the near side. Now blitz is coming. It's picked up, and here's the throw, and that's going to be an incomplete pass to the left side and brings up 4th down.
That's good defense out there for South. Looked like Javante Malone out there. There just wasn't any separation on the wide receiver, and there was nowhere for Taylor to throw the football there. Now, on 3rd down there, I think I would have gave the ball to Holiday Robinson and maybe come back and throw it on 4th down, but now you're 4th and 6, and this game's going by fast. This is a huge play for Northside because we're almost into the 4th quarter.
Well, South has had 1 4th down stop already in the second half. Can they do it again? 1:01 remains, quarter 3, 4th and 6. Motion, Collins right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Rush is coming on. Taylor dodges that, throws in, and he's got a catch for the first down. Wow. 2 Archers were in front.
That was a fantastic throw. That was one of those in the pocket where you duck and then you just heave it. And, boy, did he put some mustard on that, Joe. And who else?
Jordan Turner.
Jordan Turner, but how about that pocket presence? You talk about ducking and then heaving the ball. That was a huge conversion.
1st and 10, now at the 11. Taylor again looks to Holiday Robinson. Oh, they were waiting for him at the pass, and he never got out of the backfield.
And I tell you, Maxwell Burney up front has given them fits. And South, really, I think their defense has been underrated. They've given up 360 yards a game, but it's been much better. And they've got 7 underclassmen between Burney up front and Lattimore at linebacker. They've got some good players.
Joe, as soon as I saw against Carroll last week, 6 sacks, 3 interceptions, that told me everything I needed to know.
Yes.
One back look now, motion right to left. Here's a pitch coming right side. Alex got a seam, cuts at the 20, spins out the 15, still on his feet, driving for the 12. He'll be short of the first down stick.
Yeah, good run by.
Will be the end of the 3rd quarter. So North knocking on the door, but still down 9 here on the road at Southside. Archers with the lead, 16-7. We'll be back for quarter 4 action. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Final 12 minutes. We get ready for the battle for the totem pole. Right now it's Southside. They've got the edge 16-7, but Northside looking at 3rd down and 7 at the Archer 13-yard line.
Yeah, big play for Northside, so let's see what they can dial up here. You know, if I'm South, I keep an eye on Holiday Robinson, but huge play for Northside.
Jordan Turner came over and had something to say to Deuce Taylor. He'll come back, part of a trips package wide left. Meanwhile, referee Jason McCammon was over talking to Mike Brevard. So they've not yet marked the ball ready for play, and now they do.
South's confused. They better get it fixed.
3 wide, bunch line up to the left side for the Legends. Taylor, long count from the line of scrimmage. Now short drop, throws a crossing pattern in traffic. That one not good.
Yeah, and that was a play where South was confused, and Northside kind of bailed them out. So, boy, oh boy, you got a big decision here. Do you take a chance and kick it? You got a pretty good kicker. Or do you go for it here? You need 2 scores.
They missed on a 30-yard field goal just before the end of the 3rd quarter. It looks like they're going to try again with Benito Romero.
He's got the leg, Joe.
He was wide left on the first one. Let's see where this one, they'll set it down at, it'll be a 31-yard field goal from the right hash mark. Low snap, kick is on the way. Low line drive on the way. Good!
Wow.
31 yards, and that one didn't get over the crossbar by more than 2 feet. It was a bullet, and it was good. Benito Romero from 31 yards out will make it 16-10. And we'll be back here at Weicker Stadium, IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent.
Well, Benito Romero missed earlier in the ball game, wide left from 30 yards out, and then he punished that football, Joe.
I got to be honest with you. I can't believe he made that kick. That was a poor snap, and that ball was barely down, and like you said, he punished it. So, big kick, and now one-score game for Northside. And quickly, speaking of scores, Dwenger 47-0. That's a final over Lures. Homestead a little bit of breathing room now in that dogfight with Carroll. Homestead 28, Carroll 15, and Snyder's all over Northrop big.
Here comes the Legends kickoff coming down the left side. That's bobbled but caught. Good return across the 30-yard line up to about the 33-yard line.
Well, good field position for Southside, so the ability to come up and catch that was big for South. So we'll see what goes on this drive. 16-10, and if I'm Rosie, I'm saying, hey, man, we're 11 minutes away from winning this big game.
That was the return by Rashawn Moore came up, and by the way, came up limping, also coming off to the side. But the Archers will start from their own 34-yard line now, 1st and 10. Well, Joey, talk about it so often. The other team scores. Now, how do you answer?
Not only answer, you really want to put a good drive together and chew up some clock if you're South.
Demir Clark under center, looks to hand it off. Sweep coming up left side. And looking for running room, that was Matthew Morris. And Northside maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
Yeah, and what Northside's doing now is Northside's making the adjustment now, Joe. And Northside's moving their ends out a little bit. So if South's going to run the ball, you got to run it right up the middle and then come back and attack the edge.
2nd down for the green and white.
It's always
at their own 34.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Joe. It's always fun to watch the adjustments and the way the team scheme while the game goes on.
Looks like they brought big fella Ashton Johnson back in there as one of the setbacks. And here is a little roll to the right side. They run that wheel right once again, and the catch is made again out here at the 41 of Northside.
How'd he catch that one? I thought that was a poorly thrown ball by Clark, and Tommy Norris makes the point, Joe. Northside's packing it in. South gets the edge, and what a fantastic catch that time.
Javarius Jones, much like we saw Trevor Hapner make earlier in the ball game, and that set up a North score.
And running under that and catching that over your shoulder is the most difficult pass to catch.
They've got it at the 41, I should say, of Northside now. They flip-flop the running backs, motion left to right. Here's a give to the up back, and that's Ashton Johnson. Fights his way down inside the 38, maybe got another yard to the 37.
And I like that play because they bang away up the middle, and now Northside's going to get a little bit tighter on the inside. Now you can attack the edge.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Still plenty of time left, just over 10 minutes, but again, when you've got a one-score ball game, time does become of a factor. Clark again will take the snap from Devin Hubbard. Looks again, he'll keep it himself, rolls to the left and looks close to the 1st down stick at about the 31, depending on the spot.
Yeah, good drive for South, and they're getting physical, and just seems like Northside's getting a little bit worn down with their front 4, Joe.
Looks like they're short by 1, 3rd down and a yard coming up.
That was LaShawn Miller who's trying to walk it off that time. Took the big hit, the linebacker for Northside. So I think if South just pounds the ball right in the middle of the field here, they can move those chains.
Let's see if Clark calls his own number. On a sneak, he needs a yard. Now they back away with 5 on the play clock, and we will have a timeout on the field called by Northside. They want to set their defense with 9:16 remaining. Still in doubt here at Weicker Stadium, 16-10. Archers holding on, and we'll be back. IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com. supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Archer's trying to please the homecoming crowd here and senior night crowd here at Weicker Stadium. They need a yard, 3rd down and 1. Let's see if they go back to the full house. They will not. They'll stay with twins in the backfield. Clark under center, looks to hand it off and run right side. That was Ashton Johnson, I believe. And they'll have the 1st down inside the 30 to the 29.
That's a good play call. Johnson's a big back, and Northside's starting to get tired. So good conversion for South. And quickly an update on the Summit City platform. Jake Archibald just scores the touchdown, waiting for the conversion. 35-15 Homestead. So Homestead starting to put Carroll away, and they can smell the opportunity to get that bell, Joe. They've never had the bell or ever won a conference championship in the Summit Conference.
We mentioned earlier, Carroll was the #1 team in the state of Indiana in 6As in scoring defense, but not tonight. Here's the time of the pocket forward, and the throw to the right side, incomplete, just a little bit overthrown. Took a shot for 6.
And I'm okay with that, triple coverage out there. But what that's going to do is that's going to make those north side safeties and defensive backs back up. Now you come back with your run game and you pound away and maybe try to get an edge. I think maybe coming back to that counter now would be a great play call for South, but they have to run a little bit wider, Joe.
Clark took a shot trying to hit Devontae Alford in the right corner of the end zone. Now it's 2nd down and 10. Still 8:40 remains. Got it at the 39-yard line. And they'll hand it off. Trying to find the corner. Not much there. They'll get a yard gain to about the 28.
I thought he had it if he would have kept going. But Redmond set the corner out, set the edge out there for Northside, and that was well played.
Well, in fact, he didn't get to the 29. They move it back to the 30. That'll be a loss of 1, so it's 3rd down 11. Joe, they've had such great success a couple of times on that wheel route.
I know. It's so tempting to come back to it, isn't it?
Throws out those watermelons.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
And run underneath them. It's been working, hasn't it?
If you time it right, they look great. And now the right side, the white side, is open. It's been Jones out here wide to the right. And a quick screen, tip ball, and nearly intercepted on the deflection. McCarter had a shot at it.
And now you're going to have a personal foul. It was a quick slant that time. I thought he had the wide receiver open. Clark was just a little bit high with the football. And South was lucky that McCarter didn't make that interception, Joe, because he could have ran that back. After the play, then, South gets a personal foul penalty. And that's just so disappointing if you're Coach Norfleet, to make that penalty in that situation. That is just unacceptable to have that mistake. That play was over, and then you have a personal foul.
Right now the ball is sitting at the north side 30-yard line, but yardage will be walked off against South.
And I would get even tomorrow if I was Coach Norfleet. I'd put the message out there. I will go back when this game's over, and I'll watch the tape, and I'll see what you did, and I'll get even. I'll make you run till you bleed, okay? I will get even because...
You can say that because you've been there.
Absolutely. That is not going to be tolerated in this program, and that's got to stop. That is so stupid, and you absolutely crush your teammates. Look at the field position now.
Yeah, it moves the ball back to the 45, and more importantly, Joe, it keeps North alive.
I promise you, if I was the coach, I'd get even with you on those.
So Jordan Turner, I should say, drops back in punt return, waits around his 15-yard line. Hapner in to punt, waits for the snap at about the 41 of South. He's a good delivery, got it, kick us away, high, wobbly ball. Fair catch is called and made at about the 17-yard line. So north side down 6, but with the ball, 7:41 remains, and we'll see what Mike Brevard and the Legends have got in mind. Remember, they led early, 7-0, and they've trailed ever since. But right now, it's just a 16-10 Southside lead.
And these are the drives you'll be remembered by if you're Deuce Taylor. If you got your left hand totally wrapped up, Can you take it down the field in 7 minutes? I guarantee if Taylor takes them on a drive, this is the stuff you're remembered for because it's a big rivalry game. Taylor's fighting off the injury. What a story if he takes them down the field for a winning touchdown.
Well, Jordan Turner's been their hottest receiver. They'll send him wide to the left. 3 wideouts here to the short side of the field. Taylor looks to hand it off. Alex Holiday Robinson works off guard, spins off of a tackle at the 27, gets another yard or two up just short of the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And that's a great way to start a drive. You come out with your back, get a big gain on first down, and now South's going to have to kind of sit back a little bit and be patient.
And right now, Northside trying to manage the clock. Still 7:31 remains. 1st and 10. Taylor loads, fires right side. He's got a man out there. Ball is caught at midfield to the 45 and down to about the 43, maybe the 42-yard line. And here come the legends.
It's a great catch by Ronald Collins, the third on that, Joe, making that catch. That's a phenomenal play. And when Taylor let that ball go, I was thinking to myself, no. I thought it was going to be intercepted. But he shows you the arm strength to just stick that ball in there.
North comes up the line of scrimmage. They've got it at the South 42, 1st and 10. Taylor again looking to Alex Holiday Robinson. Starts left, cuts right, but not before a penalty flag was thrown. And procedure against Northside. I've always wondered about these calls, Joe. Is it that they're not set at the line of scrimmage?
What's going on is Taylor makes a big play. Northside wants to go because they got the momentum. They got the play called. 10 of the guys are at the line of scrimmage ready to go, and one guy is slowly, lethargically, because he's tired, getting in his stance. And so he's not fully in his stance when they snap the ball, and boom, there's the penalty. Drives you absolutely nuts if you're a quarterback.
1st down and 15, but back at the 47 now. Spread offense, 2 wide either side of the field. There was movement near side, another penalty against North.
And those are so unacceptable. And not only do you lose the yardage, Joe, it totally takes you out of what you want to do. You know, you're totally out of sorts now because you're rolling. You make a big pass. You're getting up the line of scrimmage. You want to call the play. Now you're totally out of sorts.
And remember, Joe, we saw this kind of similar situation in the lead in the first half when North was on the move. And I think there was 2 or 3 straight penalties, moved them back.
It's the difference between good teams and bad teams.
Just destroys momentum. Now back at the 48. Alex Holiday Robinson again cuts to his right, works to the 45, to the 40, angles out of bounds, gets a lot of that yardage back.
And now they got something
somewhere around, Joe, the 38.
Yeah, now you got something going because now you got your run game cranked up. You got your play action pass game going. This is the best Northside's looked since the first quarter.
They'll spot it at the 40. So 2nd down and 8. Clock at 6:45, time remaining. Remains 16-10 South, but North on the move. Motion, Collins right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Here is Taylor, looks pump fake, now throws line drive, looking, and falling down. The receiver could not keep his balance. That was Rodney Woods trying to backpedal and maneuver to the football.
Looked like Torrey Jones out there in the coverage. That was good coverage that time for South. And Taylor just needed to put that ball a little bit farther out there, and he wants Woods to keep running on that play, Joe, not to turn around and look back.
3rd down and 8 from the South 40-yard line. Legends huddle up. We see big Jacob Lambert head shoulders over everybody in the huddle. 6'6", 280, just a junior. 3 wide to the left. Corners come up and press coverage now for Southside. They show blitz up the middle. Here's Taylor. Looks, quick throw. That went in traffic and dropped again in and out of the hands of Rodney Woods.
And Southside's on that slant. And that's just double coverage. And Northside's going to have to go away from that. So that's good defense out there with South. And, you know, we talked about their secondary. All underclassmen, Joe. They're all juniors. And they're holding up pretty good against this passing attack of Northside.
You know, those 3rd down calls, you almost like to see maybe some kind of using Alex Holiday Robinson.
Absolutely. I would have run him there on 3rd down and then come back on 4th.
Now the Legends got to talk things over. 6:27 remains. It'll be 4th down and 8. Big call coming up for both teams. South still on top here at home, 16-10. We'll be back. IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
Glad you could join us here tonight for Friday Night Lights at Weicker Stadium. Hope you're enjoying tonight's game on SummitCitySports.com as well. You can locate them on Twitter at 260sports. Sponsors also include Ellis Tech, a Mexican restaurant, and Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Big call. Legends, they've got it at the 40 of South, but it's 4th down and 8. Bunch of line up to the left side. That's the wide side of the field for Deuce Taylor. Now motions out of it. He looks to step up to the pocket, throws left side. He's got a man, and again the receiver fell down. I believe that was Jordan Turner trying to locate the ball, and the 4th down bid fails, and Southside will take over the football.
Yeah, Taylor had it out there to him, but Turner just got his feet tied up and went down, so South's very lucky on that. Looked like a wheel route, Joe, and it was wide open, and South is so fortunate the Northside didn't complete that.
Yeah, that's twice we've seen a Northside Legend would-be receiver trying to backpedal and locate a football and basically lose his footing.
Yeah, definitely. So South's lucky now for South. A chance here, crank up the run game. Northside's used a lot of their timeouts, so you might be able to move, get up 3 or 4 first downs, and end the game.
Archers feeling good about themselves. They've got the lead by 6. Need to hold on to the football. Low snap, but they'll run the ball. And that was a fake and a run by Clark, and gets across the 40 for a couple of tough yards gained. He had to run through a gauntlet.
Yeah, good chase by Northside to get him down. And it looked almost like a broken play at first, but Clark held on to that ball. And, I kind of agree with Tommy Norris. I come back and maybe run a counter and maybe run a little bit to the outside, because Northside is really sucked in deep. So, boy, a couple of first downs, you might be able to finish this game if you're Southside, Joe.
Archers taking time, still huddled up with 15 on the play clock. Now they come up to the line of scrimmage. And they'll set up 2 protectors in. And they want to throw the ball. Clark lost to the left side. That one's nearly, and it is picked off. Or was it dropped?
Oh, it was dropped. I thought he had it. Oh, that was a terrible pass by Clark. And I thought that was Northside. Looked like that was
Taquan Redmond had it in his hands.
Oh, Redmond's going to see that one asleep tonight.
I mean, that was a lollipop, Joe.
Oh, boy, Clark's lucky. He's so lucky. And Redmond's, as I can just hear the coaches screaming at Redmond, that's why you play defense, right? And he's a great player. I don't want to get on Redmond because Redmond's made so many tackles tonight, but that's the one you'll want, because especially when you're a defensive player, you love to run the ball back too, right?
After in tight to the right side now, it's 3rd down and 9 for Southside, and what is it, timeout called or a penalty?
Delay a game.
No, they got the timeout, called.
Okay.
So, South, again, will talk things over with 5:26 to play. Their lead is 16-10, and we'll be back to Weicker Stadium. IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250 The Ticket.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about.
Tonight's game also being brought to you in part by Acme Bar and Grill, located at 1105 East State Boulevard. Kurt's Meal Power Wash, also by Indiana Wesleyan University. You can check them out on the web. Visit them at indwes.edu. 3rd down and 9. Clark, a read option is nailed for a loss. Back around the 31-yard line.
That's great defense for Northside. Looked like Lambert again was in there, Joe. Made a big play. And, boy, South didn't do anything with the football that time. And Northside's going to get one more shot at this.
And you know what? Taquan Redmond was in there as well. And I know he had to enjoy that after that drop ball.
Yeah, I know he did. Felt like everybody was in on that play. So now special teams become big for South. You don't want to get this punt blocked. They had some issues at the end of the Northrop game that cost them that game.
Jordan Turner back in punt return at the North 35. They've got 4:43 remaining. Here's Hepner into punt. Got a good delivery. Kick is away. High floating kick. Turner underneath it. Takes a chance and makes the catch and nudges forward up to about the 43, the 44-yard line. And
he's fearless.
Were coming.
That's so gutsy to catch that ball with those guys bearing down on you.
Joe, you were talking about it. You can hear their breath. You can hear those feet.
I'm telling you can. And that was when we used to play on grass. Now, this game's on grass tonight, but you know a lot of the games are on turf. You can hear the footsteps. I mean, you know what they ate for lunch. I mean, they're all over you. And to have the guts to stand in there and catch that ball is really gutsy. I tell you, he doesn't, and that ball bounces and you lose 10 or 15 yards. You know, it's a big play, and it's a gutsy play for Turner to do that. So let's see what Northside has.
Legends have got good field position at their own 44. 1st and 10. Trying to put a drive together. Corners come up in press coverage. On the outside, once again, blitz is coming. Here's Taylor, looks left, pulls it down, throws over the middle. And let's see if they're going to call that. The ball is going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to be an incomplete pass. He was trying to throw a screen to Holiday Robinson, and you can hear the Southside coaches getting so excited because they're so thirsty for a turnover. But that was just poor execution on Northside's part. And I tell you what, this Southside defense and this defensive coordinator, Gabe Gann, has done a good job, Joe. South has been very well coached on defense tonight.
Yeah, those blitzes up the middle have been well-timed. And, just keep Deuce Taylor a little bit off balance.
I'd get the ball to Holiday Robinson if I'm Northside here.
3 wide to the left. For the Legends now, 2nd down and 10. Blitz coming again. Taylor under pressure, throws sidearm. That one's incomplete. Looking for Rodney Woods.
That's excellent pass coverage. I mean, South is all over that, Joe, and they keep going back to that slant, and that was Javante Malone on the defense that time. That's not there. And if I'm Northside, you better feed the ball to Holiday Robinson because those slants aren't there.
Well, there's different kinds of slants, too. You want something with more of a severe angle to it instead of just...
I agree. Maybe you're right. Maybe the
like
skinny post. Absolutely. That's a good point. The skinny post maybe is there on timing. But this South defense has come to play tonight.
2 wide again, spread offense for the Legends. They need 10 on this 3rd down call. Long count, Deuce Taylor, 2-step drop. Looks, loads, checks off. Going to be wrapped up, throws late. Down the left side's got a man. Kay's got a catch at the 20-yard line, at the 5 to the 10, and a touchdown, and that's Jordan Turner.
What a
3rd and 10, 44-yard touchdown to tie the game at 16 all at the 4:13 mark.
I see you, Deuce Taylor. That's a fantastic throw in the pocket, and he gets absolutely hammered afterwards, Joe Parson. He's out there with a hand he's got probably no business playing tonight. He hangs in the pocket and just throws a rope to who else but Jordan Turner. Unbelievable. And South blows the coverage, but it just shows you how patient Taylor was in the pocket to let that play open. And that's really the only coverage we've seen Southside blow tonight, Joe. But what a huge throw. Wow.
Now Benito Romero with a chance to give the Legends a 1-point lead. 4:13 still remains. Romero was 3 for 3 last week. He's 8 of 11 on the year.
That's a tremendous throw. I mean, the courage to hang in there and make that throw, Joe. When you got bodies, falling on you, falling on your legs. It's so hard to have the poise to keep your eyes downfield and deliver a strike like that. That's so impressive.
Well, we knew he had the strong arms. And, just before he stepped up in the pocket and just before he was going to be hit, he just let loose, and there was Turner. And this time, not backpedaling, caught it and just turned and ran.
And you mentioned it in the pregame. Northside has so many weapons, and Northside can attack you, and they have such a good quarterback. That was just a tremendous throw.
Now Romero on to attempt the extra point. Remember, he's hit a field goal tonight from 31 yards out. He's missed a field goal from 30. But this is to break the tie for the lead. Right-footed kick is on the way, and it is
good.
There was a flag, and the officials underneath the goalpost never made a call.
If I'm Northside, I'd tell my center, you got to snap that ball back there a little bit faster because Romero's a good kicker, but it's so slow.
Ineligible downfield?
I think it was illegal participation. Wow. You don't see that very often on an extra point. Well, here's your suspense. Now they're going to make it a little more difficult in Romero, but the big thing for Northside is they got to get that snap back there faster.
Well, guess what? He hit from 31. This will be, now they're going to mark, it's going to be a longer one.
That was a big penalty. That was 10-yard penalty.
So this will be 35-yard field extra point from the right side hash mark. Well, it's 4 yards longer than he hit the field goal. High snap, kick is on the way. It's long enough and good.
Oh, wow.
35-yard extra point attempt by Benito Romero, and they're mobbing him. And Northside has grabbed the lead back with 4:13 remaining, 17-16. And we'll be back. This is IHSAA football right here on Fox Sports 1250 The Ticket. Well, it's not over yet. Let's see if Southside has an answer as they trail it by one now, 17-16. Reminder that contributing sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible include Kelly Automotive Group with 1,000 new vehicles and over 500 pre-owned ones. Tom Steel Tire, 2 locations in Fort Wayne, and Big Eyed Fish with the best fish in Fort Wayne.
Well, we just saw the magic from Deuce Taylor. Now let's see if Demir Clark's got some magic. He's got some great receivers and Trevor Hafner and Devontae Alford. So let's see if South has a drive in them. Something to keep in mind, though, is South does not have a field goal kicker. So they have to go the whole way to the end zone.
This kick is going to come from the 25-yard line. There was a penalty, apparently, so South's going to benefit. Kick is away, high, end over end, comes down near side at the 20, and bounds away, free ball. That's picked up. And I believe that's Hafner that makes a good charge of the ball, but they're going to rule him down back here around the 20, I think around the 36.
If I could say something real quick, I don't agree with that penalty. The kid just makes a fantastic extra point. They celebrate going off the field, and you throw a flag?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, the kid was going off the field. He just made maybe the best extra point, and you tag him for a flag as they celebrate going off the field. Now, you know I love my Archers, but that's a bad penalty.
Yeah, no, I agree, Joe. You know, there's a time and a place, and sometimes common sense has got to prevail. But Southside, let's see if they can capitalize. They've got good field position at their own 37. Direct stand, and here's a run, and they'll have it across the 40 up to about the 44. Good second effort by the Green.
Now you got to hurry now. You can't stand around the huddle. You got to get in, get out quick because clock's ticking. You've already burned a couple of timeouts. You're going to have to throw the ball, and South really doesn't have a kicker, Joe, to go for the field goal, so you got to move with the purpose now.
They need 6. Clark out of the gun. Running back offset to his left. Looks to hand it off. Straight ahead carry. And that'll be right back to the line of scrimmage at the 45.
And you got to hurry. You got to get up there and have a couple of plays ready and get them ready to go, because I don't think you have time to get in the huddle right now. Well, you better hurry, Joe Parson.
They bring Alford back in, Devontae Alford. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Obviously, South will go for it on 4th down, and they come up short. Here's a roll to the left side, and Clark looking in the flats. That's way high and complete. And now to bring up 4th down, and they've got to get at least 3 yards up to their about the 48-yard line on this snap.
It's a bad play call. It's so difficult to throw the ball to the left. And when you're running like that, you got to stop and really turn your shoulders. So this is huge here. You need to get this 1st down and keep the drive alive.
They had success with Ashton Johnson and some with Matthew Morris, two of the bigger running backs. Let's see what Roosevelt Northfleet comes up with now on 4th down and 3. 2 wide to the left, including Hafner up on the slot there to the left side. Now motion back. Here's a roll to the left side. They screen back to the right side, and they've got the 1st down and much more. And they've got a chance to score, but Northside makes a touchdown-saving tackle. Tell you what, that was Jalen Harris that saved the game, at least for a moment, for North.
That's a great play call. They give him a little bit of misdirection and come back to Hafner, and they ran that play right before halftime and had some success, so they were saving that play. So good play call by South, and the drive's alive, Joe.
And Northside not able to wrap up and bring him down. 1st and 10, read option again. And a sweep coming up to the right side. North will knock that down. It'll be a gain inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line.
Rashawn Miller makes the tackle, and that's about 10 tackles for him. He's had a great game out of the linebacker position for Northside.
Archer's in possession at the North 29-yard line now with just over 2 minutes remaining. Clock is moving. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Got Javarius Jones wide to the left. North comes up and press coverage on him. Here is Clark looking, screens back to the right side and missed it in the flats. There's a penalty flag thrown.
Yeah, you're going to have holding on South, it looks like, Joe. And boy, Clark had him wide open in the flat, but it wouldn't have made a difference. You got to let go. If you're that tackle position and you engage that blocker and you got your hands inside, when he gets free, you can't hold on. That's where they tag you with the hold. You got to let go on that.
Football right now setting inside the 30, but here comes the walk-off. And it'll be walked off from the 34-yard line.
That's a devastating penalty.
That'll take the ball back to the 45-yard line of the Legends. It does remain 2nd down. It's 2nd down and 23. 2 minutes exactly remaining. Shotgun formation. Clark sets his feet, steps up, wants to run, steps out of a tackle, spun around, and then dropped. And he'll lose another 2 yards back out to the 47-yard line. Joe Walburn getting ready to make his way down to field level for our post-game coverage in the Walburn Financial Management post-game show. Clock at 93 seconds remaining. It'll be 3rd down and 26 from the 47-yard line. Do the Archers have a miracle in them? They need something big. Again, the corners come up and press coverage near side. Here's Clark out of the gun. 2-step drop being pursued. Rolls to his right and dropped again. Getting in there. That was Theo Redmond. The drop Clark back on the south side part of midfield, back around the 45-yard line of south side with under a minute and the clock running. Now it's 4th down and even longer. They would have to get down to the Legends' 22-yard line on this snap of the football. All comes down to this. Play clock at 19, game clock at 41. Both are running. 2 wide left. Now the Legends drop 4 back into coverage. And here we go. Ball game. Here's Clark. Scrambles and hit as he tries to throw. And that's going to do it. Northside is going to take over the football at the 45-yard line of Southside. So when it counted, the Legends come up with a 4th down stop. So Northside, all they've got to do is take probably 1 snap of the football. But I'll tell you what, folks, what a ball game here tonight. Northside led early. Then South rallied, led by as many as 9 points. But it's the Legends that rallied, and it all started in the second half when a 31-yard field goal by Benito Romero. And then how about that pivotal 35-yard extra point to give them what now looks to be like the win here tonight. So Taylor, all he's got to do is take a snap and take a knee, and this is going to be it. It will be Northside winning the battle for the totem pole here tonight. Final seconds ticking off the clock. It'll be a 17-16 win for the Legends. With the win, they will take their record down to 3-4 on the year, and Southside will drop to 1-6. Waiting for the teams to meet at midfield for the traditional handshakes. And we will be going down to Joe Walburn when we get a chance. We'll be talking to Mike Brevard and some of the victorious Legends players, I would presume. Can't really locate Joe Walburn down in the long lines of teams. We'll be going down to Joe Walburn here very shortly.
Joe, I'm down here with Coach. Coach, that was a gutsy performance. You guys just battled and battled, and you finally get the big play at the end. What a throw that was.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing at halftime, we told these boys, man, you got to play 4 quarters. And then, again, you can't let up just because it's Southside, you know. I think they let that 1-5 record get to their heads. But second half, they was able to, battle back.
And I really thought so defensively. It just feels like you're changing the culture at Northside, because defensively your guys hung in there, down 16-7, and your guys scraped and battled and kept getting stops to get the ball back. And I was just so impressed how hard your kids played on defense.
So last year, when you're trying to change the culture, I always said last year that I felt like when you don't know how to win, you find a way to lose. Where I think this year, guys is understanding adversity and they're understanding the pull deep. They got to have grit if they want to win these ball games. Everything's not going to be a blowout.
And lastly, Coach, you take on this challenge. What a challenge it was. And now you're 3-4. You got 2 games left with Northrop and Concordia that are winnable. It looks like, man, there's some light at the end of a tunnel of a tremendous challenge you've taken on. What's it feel to know you're climbing that mountain and you're getting closer and closer?
I mean, the thing about climbing a mountain, you never look up. You never worry about how far you need to go. All right, right now we are where we are. It's a new week. We're going to celebrate this win tonight. Come Monday, it's a new week of preparation. I think tonight woke these boys up.
Congratulations, Coach. Heck of a job, and really a great young coach, Joe, for Coach Brevard. So I tell you, what a big win for Northside.
Great job, Joe Walburn, down there with Mike Brevard celebrating this totem pole victory here tonight. And it looks like Joe's going to get a chance to get with Deuce Taylor. Let's go back down to Joe.
Joe, I'm down here with Deuce Taylor. Now, we were out the Wayne game, and every throw was impressive, man. I was jumping up and down for you out on my seat. Tonight, it's a grind. You come out here, you got your hand heavily wrapped. It looked like upstairs it was hard to even get the snap at times, but you suck it up at the end, and that was a fantastic throw when bodies were at your legs and everybody was trying to grab you. What'd you see on that last throw?
On the last play, I just trusted the guys. I talked to my O-line before, and I told them that was the most important play of the game, and I trusted them up front. And when I've been training, I've always been taught to stay poised. So I stepped up, stayed poised, looked for my guy. I trusted him, threw the ball. He caught it and made the play.
Now, your daddy trained you, and you are poised. Now, you broke your daddy and I's heart tonight because we're Southside guys. You know that. But I tell you, it just seems like you've made a difference. You got so many good weapons. And how much does it help you to have a back like Alex Holiday Robinson be able to really loosen up the defense?
It helps having Alex because – they have to respect the run. So with me having the arm and Alex having the feet, they have to respect the run. So he opens it up for me, and he makes me look better.
You're a decorated quarterback, heavily recruited. After tonight's game, the big win over the rivalry with Southside, do you feel like you've kind of settled in now as a Northside legend and as Northside's quarterback?
Yes, I feel like I've settled in. I feel like the guys are starting to take me in, and they're starting to trust me even more. So I feel like, getting back to school with that totem pole is going to be a real different environment there.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Your pocket presence and your ability in the pocket is fantastic. I'm so impressed. And I'm even more impressed how gutsy you were to come out here and play with an injury and get the win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe Auburn, good job with Deuce Taylor celebrating the Legends' victory here tonight by a final score of 17-16. And we are coming back with our Auburn Financial Management postgame show. Stay with us as Northside wins it against South. This is IHSAA football on Fox Sports, 1250, The Ticket.
Can a power company provide more than energy? Can it inspire young minds, rebuild lives, and ignite the economic growth of a community? Can it honor the past while energizing the future? At Indiana Michigan Power, we're doing more than the expected with energy. We're working together, investing in the lives of the community, all to create a better future. That's not just energy, that's boundless energy. Indiana Michigan Power, boundless energy. See more at indianamichigan.com/boundless.
You might be one of those people who looks forward to cooler weather. And that's all well and good, but Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that summer ain't over till we say it's over. So they're still rolling with the summer clearance event with savings across the board. Get a 2019 Dodge Challenger Hemi for $389 a month with no money down. Or drive off in a 2019 Durango SXT all-wheel drive Blacktop Edition for $395 a month. Offers valid to qualified lessees. Minimum down payment required for Durango on select models. See dealer for complete terms and details. And don't forget that Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram also has finance approval plans to get you into the vehicle you want. Back to school, football preseason, sure, fine. But it's still summer, brothers and sisters. Celebrate by hitting the summer clearance event happening now at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram under the giant American flag on Coliseum or always online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Everyone knows that winter is coming, and when it does come, it's the wind and cold air that really chill your home. Momper Insulation can keep the cold out by sealing the leakage points and filling empty sidewalls, even through masonry or siding, without unsightly holes or blemishes. They're also experts at insulating crawl spaces, attics, and any place the cold could get in and ruin your winter. Let Momper seal your house, saving you 30 to 50% off your heating bill. Call today for a free energy audit before it's too late.
You got 3 and 3.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries.
It was back and forth, but finally it would be Northside that found the answer with 10 points in the fourth quarter to come from behind and defeat Southside 17-16. It all started like this. Southside had the ball, moving it, but they fumbled the ball, and North took over at their own 48-yard line. That would set the stage for a 10-yard touchdown run by Alex Holiday Robinson at the 6:30 mark. Benito Romero had a big night tonight. He would add the extra point, then gave North a lead at 7-0 in the first quarter. Then it would be a great wheel route and a catch by Hepner that would set South on the course for getting a tying touchdown that would prove to give them the lead. It would start with a 2-yard touchdown run by Jay Lattimore, who was alternating at times at quarterback with Demir Clark. But it would be Lattimore who would run 2 yards into the end zone at the 4:04 mark of the second quarter. So now Southside's down by 1. They had not hit on an extra point all year. They were 0 for 8. They would try for 2, and they would score on a little bit of a pivot play as they would run into the left corner of the end zone. Looked almost like a broken play, but Southside scored on the 2-point conversion. They would lead 8-7. Northside actually had a chance to try to get the lead back as Romero would miss on a 30-yard field goal. That would be very important, as you'll see later on. It would leave it South going to the halftime dressing room up by 1 at 8-7. It would be the Archers that would capitalize on a 17-yard touchdown toss from Clark into the left corner of the end zone to Jones at the 5:01 mark. Again, they would gamble on a 2-point conversion. Again, it would be good. And at the end of the third quarter, it would be 16-7. South would have their biggest lead of the night by 9 points. Had a couple of fourth down stops, but Romero would have another chance early in the fourth quarter. This time he would connect on a 31-yard field goal. And at the 11:40 mark, it would draw Northside within 1 score at 16-10, and that would be pivotal. We had a fourth down stop, and it would be Northside taking over the football on 3rd down and 10. Deuce Taylor would step up in the pocket, and just before he was ready to be hit, he would find Jordan Turner on the open on the left side. He would run the final yards into the end zone on a 44-yard touchdown pass play catch combination to the 4:13 mark. Romero would have to come on, Joe, and he would end up hitting, after a penalty, a 35-yard extra point attempt. It was good. It was enough. As Northside would take the lead 17-16, they would make that stand up on a fourth down stop and take over the South 45. Great ball game here tonight, back and forth. And I know you bleed green for the Archers, but battled hard. We knew both teams would come to play hard, and indeed they did.
They sure did. It was a great game. It was a great game, and you heard Taylor. They're going to take the totem pole back to Northside. And again, I still haven't seen that totem pole, but
you proof.
One of these days I will. But I tell you what, Taylor makes just a huge throw, and I was impressed with his toughness to play through the injury. And also, how about Romero, Joe? I mean, those kicks, 16-7. Romero doesn't make the field goal. South, we probably hang on. So, you can't forget about Romero. Those were pressure kicks, and those snaps weren't the best snaps, but just felt like Northside had a team effort, and they kind of gutted it out, Joe.
You do what you do to have to get a win, and that's what Northside did here tonight. Let's take another timeout, and we're coming back. Joe will have a look at final scores, and we'll wrap things up here. This is IHSAA Football on Fox Sports 1250, The Ticket. Okay, whatever you got left.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne. Looking for a way to naturally aid in soothing aches, pains, and sore muscles and reduce inflammation from the skin? Want a relief in minutes? Try Alleviate. Contact Hillary Didier for details. You can find her at didier.hillary@gmail.com or call her at 260-312-1599.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years,